Wonderful to have you all here. This is Mohammad Siraj with you as an MC, Master of Ceremony for today's program. And I welcome you all. We will start.
Sibec International Life Empowerment Award 2026.
Saudi Arabia is the largest economy in the Middle East, a G20 member and one of the fastest growing major economy in the world.
We generate today's waste and tomorrow's wealth. Anyone who would like to join us, it's more than happy to.
next award is going to be for Mr. Hamad.
Okay, honestly, it's a great assembly. We had a great chance to interact with different business entrepreneurs. We have actually shared our thoughts about the potential of Saudi Arabia, how things are going, what is the business opportunity in the industrial sector or others. We have seen also different examples of those who has a great successful story earlier. But I think what we are doing in Sibec here, we are trying actually to bridge the distances and make it shorter for those who's having really a value creation business opportunity that we can add it here. I'm glad really that I have seen different skills, different capabilities here. Hopefully, I think this is the startup point at the end, because what will happen is that after that one is enhancing our communications with the business partners here, creating real business opportunities. I believe with the next year, hopefully we can attend some ceremony celebrations of signatories during the next year event. Good luck, inshallah.
consultant.
This is Sultan from India.
This is Alamat.
Distributions. Mechanical skills.
Content create with
AI-driven technology, and data science manager.
Wonderful to have you all here. This is Mohammed Siraj with you as an MC Master of Ceremony for today's program. And I welcome you all. We will start.
Sibec International Life Empowerment Award 2026.
Saudi Arabia is the largest economy in the Middle East, a G20 member and one of the fastest growing major economy in the world.
We generate today's waste into tomorrow's wealth. Anyone who would like to join us, it's more than happy to.
Next award is going to be for Mr. Hamad.
Okay, honestly, it's a great assembly. We had a great chance to interact with different business entrepreneurs. We have actually shared our thoughts about the potential of Saudi Arabia, how things are going, what is the business opportunity in the industrial sector or others. We have seen also different examples of those who has a great successful story earlier. But I think what we are doing in Sibec here, we are trying actually to bridge the distances and make it shorter for those who's having really a value creation business opportunity that we can add it here. I'm glad really that I have seen different skills, different capabilities here. Hopefully, I think this is the startup point at the end, because what will happen is that after that one is enhancing our communications with the business partners here, creating real business opportunities. I believe with the next year, hopefully we can attend some ceremony celebrations of signatories during the next year event. Good luck, inshallah.
Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام.
Assalamu warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
consultant.
This is Sultan from India.
This is Alana.
Distributions.
Mechanical skills.
Content create with
AI-driven technology. Data science manager.
Wonderful to have you all here. This is Mohammed Siraj with you as an MC Master of Ceremony for today's program. And I welcome you all. We will start.
Sibec International Life Empowerment Award 2026.
Saudi Arabia is the largest economy in the Middle East, a G20 member and one of the fastest growing major economy in the world.
We generate today's waste and tomorrow's wealth. Anyone who would like to join us, it's more than happy to.
Next award is going to be for Mr. Hamad.
Okay, honestly, it's a great assembly. We had a great chance to interact with different business entrepreneurs. We have actually shared our thoughts about the potential of Saudi Arabia, how things are going, what is the business opportunity in the industrial sector or others. We have seen also different examples of those who has a great successful story earlier. But I think what we are doing in Sibec here, we are trying actually to bridge the distances and make it shorter for those who's having really a value creation business opportunity that we can add it here. I'm glad really that I have seen different skills, different capabilities here. Hopefully, I think this is the startup point at the end, because what will happen is that after that one is enhancing our communications with the business partners here, creating real business opportunities. I believe with the next year, hopefully we can attend some ceremony celebrations of signatories during the next year event. Good luck, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum
Good morning,
salam.
everyone.
Good morning.
MashaAllah. Welcome to day 3 of today's session. And are we all ready?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Excellent. So today we have our first speaker, and I think Mr. Hanif Nabi is the Chief Commercial Officer for My Services. And he is going to be talking about the 5-year roadmap for the business growth in UAE. So, Mr. Hanif Nabi, you are all there for you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I hope today, we have third day of Business Expansion Connect. Happy to see everyone. So, yes. Myself, Anif. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of myservices.ae. We are into, business setups, company formations, and complete 360 solutions we are providing to the business entrepreneurs who are, they want to start the business in UAE. So today's topic also more related to my core area. So 5 years roadmap of UAE. Generally, so whenever they are doing a successful business in back home, wherever you are in India or some wherever you are, entrepreneurs and investors commonly, asking only one question: how I start business in Dubai? What will be the step one? What will be the step two? What are the compliance? This is the common questions coming. So generally, I have, some questions to start initially. For example, why major of business entrepreneurs, they are telling maybe Dubai is the hub of opportunities. So it's something like, for example, so here, around 45,000 industries totally is there overall in UAE. This is a number. So why do many companies fail when they are entering into UAE? So it's something like a question coming before starting our session, right? When the opportunity is huge, it's not because of lack of demand, not at all. It's only because of they are entering into the wrong way. The entry is wrong. That is the only reason. Exactly today we are going to discuss about this particular topic. So this is what our topic also. Let me share my screen so that I have prepared simple one slide. What exactly we are going to talking about. Just allow me a moment. Yeah. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, it is fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, this is the one-page slide which I prepared for easy understanding. So this is something 5 years growth roadmap in UAE. So as I said earlier, many of entrepreneurs, they have a common question like how I start in the, how I start my business in UAE. So likewise, many of the entrepreneurs, they failed because of the wrong entry. I just informed, before this starting the slide. This is something, roadmap I have in 5 elements. The element number one is 0 to 6 months. For example, they are doing successful business. For example, let's say any business we'll talk about, like they are like a manufacturer of transformers, for an example, India. So they want to start here in UAE. What will be the step one? What will be the step two and three and four, five? These are the things we are going to cover today. So first step is, whenever you are having interest, you have to start your own entity or you have to start your own business here in UAE. you must need to have a one travel 100% in UAE. There are many of the entrepreneurs, they are thinking, no, I don't want to travel now. I may start with, remotely in UAE. That is not the case. So you must need to have one time visit. That is what that 0 to 6 months we are covering here. You have to come in UAE in visit visa, and then you have to explore related to your business opportunities. For example, if you belongs to transformer, you have to see the customers, who are all your customers in UAE, and then who are all your competitors, what is the market gap, and what is the total overall market strength about your product or about your service. You must need to understand by using your visit. That is something a primary step, before starting any business. It's not something like you can start immediately, straight away in your business as a branch. So this is something very safe and secure step one. So whenever they need to start their business own. So whenever they are coming here in UAE, what they need to do? So okay, they are coming in visit visa, that's fine, but they need to have a right vision. Okay, what they are going to do in UAE? They need to travel at least UAE to one time. They need to stay minimum, like let's say 2 to 3 weeks. So for example, if I talk about transformer for an example, they need to see who are all their customers. They need to have a list. That list, like what my services we are doing in this area is something like we are able to help them for complete the business delegation. If they are coming as a visit visa, starting from visit visa to airport pickup, their hotel accommodation, this is something related to their stay, and then related to the business, we are giving them the contacts, especially for example, 2025 contacts minimum related to their business we are giving. We are arranging them the business opportunity meeting. They are going directly and then meeting the right industry experts, and then sometime customers, sometime suppliers, so they can get the idea about the product and then services. This is something a step one they want to do. So whenever they are completing their UAE trip, they must need to know, okay, this is the overall story about my product, this is the overall story about UAE. Because whenever they are coming to UAE, many of the entrepreneurs thinking, okay, UAE is big, there are opportunities, okay, that's fine, but what about your product, what about your service? You have to understand, okay, why you are coming to UAE. That is a primary thing major entrepreneurs are missing. So this is something 0 to 6 months they need to do. For example, if they are coming 1 or 2 times, one time is something is fine, but second time if they needed, they need to come for the second meeting, second level of meeting, whenever they are meeting a customers or suppliers related to their own business and services. And then step two, which is 6 to 12 months plan, which is something they need to get the freelance visa. Why? Because of freelance visa, because the visit visas, they will not come every 2 months, 3 months, every time they need to apply. Why we are giving a freelance visa option, something like, yeah, why we are giving a freelance visa option is because of the flexibility. They can travel whenever they need it in UAE. Once they receive the freelance visa, again they need to come and then they need to build a relationship, because UAE market is not a data-based market. It's a purely relationship matters. Whenever you have a relationship related to your business, there are a couple of plenty of networking opportunities there whenever you are coming to UAE. There, for example, chamber meets. It's something like, I could say, chamber meets. You can access Abu Dhabi, Dubai. There are chambers. There are meeting. You can avail, if you have a visa, resident visa. If you have Emirates ID, you can register your own yourself, and then related to your business, you can go and then meet the delegates there. That is great opportunity. There are BNI in UAE also available, and great. There is one Eurasia. This kind of business councils also available. For an example, whenever you are coming, you have to plan what are the networking events is going on, that my service is able to help you. We will give you the list of the events. That's something related to your business. Sometimes generic we will provide you, and whenever you are going there and then connecting the people face to face, building a relationship, so that will give you the confident. First of all, confident matters whenever you are moving to UAE. So you are like expertise in your area, you are good at your area, but whenever you are moving to UAE, you need to have a confident. That confident building itself through networking, you will take it. So UAE, as I said, it's a relationship building matters. So whenever you are building a relationship related to your business, then you are moving into a third step. You have to start your own first transaction. first transaction possible? After 6 months only. You will not able to, you don't want to think, okay, tomorrow I'm coming, I need to sign a contract and then I will get the checks. It's not something quite possible in UAE. So that is something like you have to have a relationship, and then that will take for a next segment. The second segment only you can able to get it. So for that also, whenever you have a first transaction as a my services, we can able to help you for the invoicing. For example, you don't know, because you don't have a company there, right? If you have a customers, and then we can able to help you for the invoicing support also. This is something second layer of your business. So you have to have a freelance visa. Whenever you need it, you can come meet the customers directly, and then likewise start building your relationship. Third is start your first transaction with myservices.ae, or it's quite possible to start your first transaction if you are crossing more than 12 months. This is something segment 2. Segment 3, whenever we are coming, this is very important. Like, it's something like validate your business before you invest. For example, like as I said again, the transformer company, if they want to start here in UAE, what they need a local agent. So we need to find a right local agent, so to represent their brand in UAE. That is step 3 before starting your own entity. So whenever you have a right agent, what you are getting, you want to register with ADNOC, for an example. The transformers, especially, they want to register with TACA. So the TACA registration, how possible? If you have a right agent in Abu Dhabi, so based upon that, you can directly register with TACA, and then after the register, not only TACA, whatever the business, whatever the services or product, we will guide you what exactly the entity you want to register. Because whenever you are coming, we will ask you one question: you are going to do business with the government, or you are going to business with directly APCs? If you want to start your own entity in future, before that you want to start with business with government, this is the only right option. You have to find a right agent. That my services expertise comes, we will able to guide you, and then we will find you the right agent related to your product, and then you have to sign the agreement. After signing, it will go for the next level of method of procedure called pre-qualification. That pre-qualification related to ADNOC, TACA. Again, I said, like, wherever you need it, we will guide you. We will pre-qualify you about your brand. You will get exactly your brand vendor number in the specific entity. And then what will happen? You will start getting the enquiries. That enquiries comes to you directly. Then you will give the competitive price. How you will give the competitive price? That is the one you are connecting step 1, because you are coming there for first 6 months to understand your products. And then of course, what exactly the price range you are, because there are competitors, of course, in UAE about your business services. Whenever you are coming, you have to think about the pricing 100%. So that area of expertise you already having, whenever you are reaching UAE first time, so that it's easy for you to give the better price whenever you are getting inquiries, especially from the government or EPCs. So that is something, the step 3. So whenever you are getting inquiries, then we will give the better price and try to get some orders. Then we will have a purchase order copies, contract orders copies. We'll build our strong base in UAE based upon the values, again, related to ADNOC or TACA. This is something step number 3. Step number 4, again we are coming, it's an important thing. So okay, I have now enough experience. For example, I completed my first step, second step, and third step. How I start my own entity. Then again, my services will be able to help you. Either free zone you want to select, or mainland you want to select. If you want to start your business, and then in mainland there are segments. If you want to start your business in free zone, there are segments. We'll able to help you in, of course, we know the track record of yourself, your business. And then step 1, step 2, and step 3 we covered. And then fourth step, it's easy for you also to understand, okay, where you are going. Likewise, my services also will be able to help you for this particular segment of selection, because major segment, this particular free zone mainland, many of the entrepreneurs, they are failing. So why? Because they are selecting maybe wrongly free zone, but they want to register that too in maybe in Ajman, for an example. Ajman free zone they selected, but they want to do in business in ADNOC. How possible? Because you have to have one entity in Abu Dhabi. This is what the compliance matters. That's why we have in step 3, we are having a partnership with the agent. We are getting inquiries, we are getting orders. Then we are moving into the one license. So that license is easy to understand from your side regarding the pricing and everything. It's easy to compete it in the market pricing and everything. This is for fourth one. Again, as I said, it's a key area. You want to select right activity. You want to select right emirate. And then, for example, if you want to start related to the spare parts, Sharjah is the right area. If you want to start something related to oil and gas, Abu Dhabi is the right area. If you want to start the tourism, Dubai is the right area. So that we will guide you either based upon the activity, mainland or free zone, and then the full compliance. Because starting a business in UAE is very easy nowadays. 24 hours you are getting the license. There are free zones. They are giving license in 24 hours. But how we will maintain with the full compliance? Because whenever you are entering, all the entrepreneurs, we need to make sure how fast we are entering. We need to know the exit point also, because exit point is something very important. Compliant without compliance, exit point, something it will go like a complete mess. You have to have full control of your business. How you will get the full control? That is what we are expertise. For example, starting from your business compliance, company formation. Then after the company formation, what you need, then you have maybe sometimes you have already a registration with ADNOC or any entity in UAE. You want to register. You need ISO, you need ICV, you need audit report, and then you want to maintain your VAT. You want to maintain your corporate tax. You want to maintain now e-invoicing coming in UAE. You want to maintain the all the invoicing in the portal. These are the things, the full journey, my services with you, and then we will able to guide you the full journey about your business. That is the fourth step. The fifth step is something like, as I said, if they want to start their business strongly, like as an industrial license, as I said, for the transformer, what they are doing, they are coming, they are getting the data, and then they are going, they are coming again, they are getting freelance visa, and then building a relationship and taking a first order. Third is something appointing agent, and then pre-qualifying ADNOC, getting some inquiries, again getting the orders. Fourth one, they are starting a mainland company, and then again they are started getting more orders. And then fifth one is they want to start their own factory here in Abu Dhabi or wherever in UAE. We will able to help you for the industrial support, industrial setup also. So that is something, make it Emirates. Coming to the point, there are some subsidies government is giving. You know very well, recently starting a business, His Excellency, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan announced a great subsidy, 50 percentage of offers related to the business renewals, new company formations. Likewise, here in Abu Dhabi also there are some subsidies they are giving whenever you are starting a business, especially in industrial area. These are the things we can able to guide you. For example, now in UAE, after first 3 months of 2026, now it's everything is moving. There are plenty of projects, there are plenty of inquiries we are also receiving. For example, especially they want to register with it ADNOC. I want to start my own entity. This is something questions coming again and again. UAE is always grow faster whenever they have some failures, or whenever they're having some some kind of downfall. So this is something, 5 years roadmap.
Mr. Hanif, you
So
have 5 minutes left. Thank you, sir.
yes, I'm going to finish now. So it's something like the last slide. What I want to know is, so we are giving, as I said, we are giving on-time ground execution plan, not as advisory, and access to the relevant connection, as I said, wherever it's possible, because we don't want to give any false commitment to any entrepreneurs. Wherever it's possible, we are connecting the right people in UAE. And then practical pathway for the market entry and approvals we are giving. Cost aware setup we are giving, because whenever you are entering step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, you need to know the cost before starting. We are giving that support also. Of course, our continuous support to the entry to expansion is there always. So now I hope we are in last 5 minutes. And then now I want to listen, maybe if anybody having any questions related to the market entry expansion related to 5 years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hanif, for your brief, detailed 5-year plan on this growth map. Any questions for Mr. Hanif Nabi?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Ruben. Can I come in for a minute? Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Uh,
Please go
Firstly,
ahead, sir.
yes. Okay. My name is Ruben Andrews, based here in Dubai for the last since 1990s. Firstly, I would like to commend and compliment Mr. Hanif. He has taken us on an excellent educational journey in terms of setting up an entity in UAE. Because many might agree, there are lots of entities around. They're not able to give very well-informed insights or guidance, or I don't want to say advisory. So on this note, I want to salute Mr. Hanif. Probably there can be other people as well. And on the other hand, it's a very important session, what has happened. And today is last day, I guess. And starting off with this session, I hope the people, the audience who have listened to you, Mr. Hanif, they take the good things around and let's make UAE greater. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for insights.
Sir, considering the
Yes,
market
if there is.
situation right now, do you advise if an entrepreneur wants to start a new thought process or a business to come there, right? What would be the right time to venture there?
Oh, Mr. Muhammad, right? Yes. Oh, sorry, I lost your name. Anyway, yeah. So the right time is already arrived, sir. For example, now in UAE, everywhere. So, I'm sitting in Abu Dhabi today, for example. I'm getting more inquiries related to ADNOC pre-qualification. I want to register in ADNOC. I want to register in TACA. There are some plenty of projects going on. And then UAE, whenever they have a setback, whenever they have a downfall, they will come, 5x more, 5x, 10x more than before what they, succeeded. So I would say many of my friends also informed me. Yesterday I have one meeting. They informed, and if I bought one, property in Dubai while Corona stage, my friends are advised me why you are investing in Dubai now while Corona. Now it's become 4 or 5 times higher. I did not even counted the value what now the property valuation. This is what the Dubai, whenever you are, this is what UAE, whenever you have a problem, whenever UAE having a problem, that is the right time. I would say you have to start your own entity, because the opportunities are plenty. Opportunities is open very huge instead of normal time. This is something a right time, sir. You want to start the business, this is the right time, because we are getting, how we will measure this, many of whenever we are going outside, we will feel this. That's what I mentioned in my first segment. You have to come to UAE, especially if you want to start your business now. This is the right time to travel for 0 to 6 months. Whenever you are coming, you will get complete insight.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Anif. This was a great, and what rightly you said, it's a right time. And I believe every time is the right time. It's all about your research and your plan to go ahead. Thank you very much. And we will move to our next speaker. Before moving to our next speaker, let's have the video played.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
We have our
Do you
next
see
speaker.
me?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Hello.
Sila sir, can you able to hear?
Yes, I can able to hear. Hello.
So just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, we have such a great eminent personality for the next speaker, who's going to speak on the topic of cash flow management. I request Mr. Dr. A. Muhammad Moiddin, the Principal Consultant, MDS Global Business Solution LLC, Sharjah, UAE. You're most welcome, sir.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Saleh, sir, my PowerPoint. Excuse me, sir. I want to share my PowerPoint.
Yes, sir. You can able to share.
But your screen is in the screen. That's why I noticed.
We have given the access so that you can able to share, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I hope it is fine now. Or you can able to share, sir.
I cannot open my Windows. That's why. Can you close your sharing option?
Yes, sir.
You close.
I
You
have
close your
closed.
screen. You
No, I
close.
have closed my screen. Yeah.
Okay. Is coming the screen? No. Sir, you can be able to see my PowerPoint?
No, no, I cannot able to see.
Go to screen. Yes, no, I'll check. Is coming, sir, now?
Yes, now it is loading. Yeah, it is fine, sir.
Okay.
You can do as a slideshow.
It's okay. You can view now?
Yes,
No.
I can be able to view.
Okay. Okay. No, my in the screen, my screen is there.
Yes, it
I'm
is
not
there.
seeing that.
I could able to see, sir. I could able
Able
to
to
see.
see.
Yes.
Okay. So, but how do I move my PowerPoint? That's why I saw your screen. Your screen sharing. That's why my screen not there.
Right
Not
now,
there.
it is, your screen is presenting. You can able to, I think so. You can able to see.
Oh, I don't know. It's moving, sir, now?
Yes, now it
Moving?
is moving.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to all. Dear distinguished business entrepreneurs, respected business leaders, and respected friends. Thank you for the opportunity given by the Saifa to participate in this wonderful program today, the subject called cash flow management. Profit is an opinion, cash is as a fact. Today, we focus on the subject of cash flow management. It's the lifeblood of every business. In boardrooms across the world, companies proudly present strong profit figures. Yet, behind the scene, many of them, some organizations struggle to pay their salaries, the suppliers' payment because of lack of cash flow problem. Now, before starting the subject cash flow management, we want to know what is business. A business is an organization or entity engaged in a commercial or industrial or professional activities by providing goods and services that satisfy the consumer needs. The end of business, the motive of business to earn profit, that means to get money, cash. We need a cash. That's why we start the business. Now, revenue is a vanity, profit is sanity, cash is reality. What is the meaning? The company shows a revenue of 10 million is a vanity. It's not a profit actually. Maybe 10 million turnover, but the expenses meets the same 10 million or more than, sometimes less than. So profit is sanity. Yes, profit is sanity because instead of revenue 10 million, profit is 500,000 or 1 million. It's sanity. But it's in the book. But cash is a reality. If you were to show the yearly turnover is 10 million, but your bank's account shows only 500,000 or 100,000, this is a reality, not 10 million or 1 million profit shows in the balance sheet. It may be receivable. It may be stock or like that, but not real cash. So what is the real cash is, cash is a king. Cash is a king. So today we are going to see the cash flow management. In the cash flow management, cash is plays a very important role in the economic life of a business. Every business without cash is not moving fast. In fact, what blood is a human body, cash is to a business enterprises. It's the oxygen to the business, like a fuel to a car. So if a car runs out of petrol, it stops working until it's refilled. Really, cash also, without cash or without stuck in the cash, we cannot run the business. So what is the cash in accounting? Cash is the most liquid asset of a company can own. Cash is a legal tender. It's a currency. It's a coins that can be used to exchange goods, debt, or services. So that's why cash is called as a king. Now, we want to know what is cash flow. So in the business, the amount of money flowing into and out of business. What are the money coming from the sales and activities. What are the money goes out for giving suppliers payment, rental, salaries, other expenses. So the amount of money flowing into out of business is called cash flow. It includes all revenues and all the expenses of a business at a given moment in a time. Inflow, what are the inflow? Sales, investment, financing. From the sale profits called inflow. The owner investing funds to the company is called inflow. Somebody financing to the company is called inflow. Same outflow, your deposits, salary, suppliers, and the investment is called outflow. So now the question, why cash flow is the lifeline of every business? Because it represents the actual liquidity needed to cover daily operating expenses like payroll, like supplier payments, regardless of profitability. That's why cash flow is the lifeline of every business. The reality check. So if you really check into the business, 80% of the businesses fail due to cash flow problem. Why? If they show in the books, profit is 1 million, it's not like a cash. It shows in the only ledger, in the books, in the paper. The receivable not received on time. Or you have more inventory in the company or more assets. So all profits go their form, not in the liquidity. So profit is not equal to cash. So this is a risk factor. Without cash, you cannot grow your business. So cash flow has two types, positive and negative. So from the business, from the sale profits, you getting your money to the business is more than the you spending for your expenses like wages, payable to suppliers, and other expenses. If it is positive, it is called positive cash flow. Same like your outflow of cash flow is greater than your incoming cash. You receive 100,000 only sales, you spending 125,000 for other expenses. This is called negative. So we should to know the cash flow, what is positive and what is negative. And other important things in the cash management, there are three types of cash flow: operating, investing, and financing. What is the operating cash flow? What is the operating cash flow means? Is the amount of cash generated by a company in producing and selling its products or services. This is called operating cash flow. Investing cash flow means the total net cash of a company spends on or receives from long-term investment and capital assets to invest the money to other business is called investing. Financing activity. Financing cash flow is the net amount of cash of a company moves in a and out of its business operations like a capital structure. If you investing more money for the stock or purchase of assets is called financing cash flow. So the types of cash flow is operating, investing, and financing. Now we should know what is cash flow, what is profit. Some people, so many businessmen treating profit is, if you show the books is 3 million profit, this is our cash in hand, like that. No, it is in the only paper, I already told. So profit is the accounting based. Cash flow is movement of money. You sold to one product to one company for 100,000. It's in the books receivable. When they pay after 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, then only you will get your money. From that money, you will get your profit. But cash flow is not coming immediately. Then profit can be delayed. Cash needs are immediate. For example, if you sell a one company, 100,000, you have to pay your supplier 90,000, 10,000 your profit. If you pay after 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, you are not taking your property immediately and you need a cash to pay back your supplier. So that's called a difference between the cash flow and profit. So most of the companies fail to cash data shortages, not profit shortages. Profit is okay, but their cash, insufficient cash only shortage. So what are the causes of cash flow problem? There are so many causes is there. The main causes of cash flow problems are low profit or worse losses. You are giving margin very low, 5%, 3%, 2% is called one of the reason. Then over investment in capacity. So you need to start a business, you have to make a budget for start a business, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, etc. You have to limit your expense investment within this limit. If you go beyond that limit, then this is a over investment, then your cash flow will struggle. You cannot get any money for working capital. Number 3, too much stock. You don't want to put more stock in your business. Your turnover is 1 million, you have to put stock for 2 million enough. Some people putting 5 million stock. I have big storage, big warehouse. I want to fill up all goods in the storage. There's no use. So this is one of the causes of cash flow problem. Then allowing customers too much credit. If you give some people asking, I will pay after 120 days or 160 days or 1 year, don't give. Minimum 90 days, nowadays. Now people are changing. They are giving only cash purchases, no credit also, because of the market situation is very worst. So this is also one of the causes of cash flow problem. Then unexpected changes. Why? Business is going down. Like a corona, like blood, now the war situation. These are one of the reasons for the cash flow problem. So global challenges. What are the global challenges? These also affect our cash flow problem. Currency fluctuations, cross-border payment delay, different credit cultures, supply chain disturbance. So this also affecting our cash flow problem. So what are the key drivers of cash flow? We have to make a good cash flow. How to manage? Then we have to make a receivables management. We will get our receivables on time. If you fix 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you have to chase the payment, you collect the money, then only your cash flow will go smoothly. Payable strategy. You have to pay, same like that. Your supplier, you have to pay, get credit for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You have to pay on time. Or you have to delay for your poor cash flow. You have to delay. You have to also request them. I will pay after 60, 90 days, 120 days. Give some time like that. Inventory control. You have to minimize your inventory always. The cost discipline. Reduce the cost wherever you require. Don't spend more money for your operating and administrative expenses. So wherever you cost cut require, you have to cut. It will improve your cash flow. So these businessmen are doing some. What are the common cash flow mistakes they are doing in their business? Over expansion. When company is going business is good, yes, profit is there, but no cash coming. Then suddenly, immediately they start another business, another division. This also affecting our cash flow. Poor forecasting. Your cash flow forecasting, you are not forecasting right. So you are not preparing your budget. You are not preparing your that budgetary control planning on right away. Maybe wrong. So that also affecting your cash flow. Ignoring expenses. Some expenses you forget, omitted. Immediately it will come. For example, insurance. You take insurance for your employees for 30,000 yearly. You have to pay for their medical insurance. You forget in your mind. Every year, for the month of May, is coming for a renewal. Then there is no money in your bank. You have to pay back immediately. Insurance, they will not give credit. It's also affecting your cash flow. Weak collection system. So you have to put your people to collect on credit. If you delay to get the money on time, your cash flow will be worst. So to managing effective cash flow, some tips are there. What are the tips? Modify your payment terms. So if you give already 90 days, you are stuck in the cash flow, you reduce 60 days, 45 days. It will improve your cash flow. Negative cash flow can be due to customers not paying you. They are not paying. You have to chase. You give some discount to them. Collect the money. It will improve your cash flow. I already told cut expenses. Then another way, increase sales. Put more salesmen. You increase your sales. Then the profit ratio will be high. Then cash flow will manage. Then working with vendors, lenders, and investor. So you have to call your vendors, your lenders, and investor to get money, to get more credit, to get your partnership. Then your cash flow will improve. So every businessman having a cash flow forecasting, but it may be they put 3 months once, 6 months once, or yearly once. No. Weekly or monthly forecasting is essential to control your business. So that is important. Every day, every week, monthly once you have to check your cash flow. Where we are, where is our cash, like that. So for that, you have to be planning. First case, how the per cash flow is going. Worst case, how we will manage, and what is the realistic case. Like that, you have to. Then there are some strategies, smart strategies to manage the effective cash flow. You would invoice yearly. If you finish your job or you deliver your goods, immediately you invoice. From that day, the 30 days or 60 days, you collect your money. Don't delay to prepare invoice. It will affect your cash flow. Negotiate supplier terms. When you buy a goods, you ask instead of 60 days, 90 days. Or instead of 90 days, 120 days. Then you have to negotiate their payment terms. Reduce unnecessary cost. Maintain liquidity buffer. So you have to maintain always some reserve of amount for the shortage of cash flow time. So you have to building a financial resilience to the company. That's I already told. Emergency cash reserves you have to always maintain. Diversified income streams. You have to start another business. This one business going negative cash flow, then another business will give the positive cash flow. It will manage your cash flow overall. Agile decision making. You have to make a decision making on time or very fast, quickly. Then only you will get a good cash flow management. So, as I told you, cash is very king to all business. Without cash, we cannot run. So, you have to monitor your cash regular basis. The cash is more important than profit. Profit is different. Cash is different. Daily we need a cash for the daily routine operation expenses, pay wages, pay medical, pay room rent, buy immediate items. Everything cash need. The profit is different. Cash is different. So for that you have to monitor your cash regularly, control cost and collection. So you have to minimize your expenses and control your collection. That means receivables on time. Then it will give you a good cash flow for the business. That's all for the today meeting. Inshallah, next time, if I have time, I will explain more. If you need anything, you can call me. My name is Dr. A. Mohammed Mohiddin. I'm the principal consultant of MDS Global Business Management in Sharjah. And my number 00971 54755 3500. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. So most of the participants here who's there with us. We all needed this. So we understand to the given time you touch point all the topics, but we'll be really excited to know, at least me, I would be excited to know, to take up a separate session with you. We have your number, and anyone wants to reach out to Dr. Mohammed. So we are more than happy to help you with this contact details. Thank you so much, sir. That was really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. My friend is there, Mr. Irfan Andrew, sir. Good morning. How are you, sir? Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
Anyone have any questions for Dr. Mohiddin? Anyone have any questions? You can raise up the hand. Yeah, Mr. Ruben. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, please.
Mr. Ruben, you are on mute. You're on mute. And Dr. Bhaskaran also is. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohiddin.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It was extremely delightful, I should say. And number two, I don't have any questions at all. What I would like to comment is it was more precisely like a kind of religious instructions, moral instructions for the whole business community. So salutes to Dr. Mohammed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful advice.
What I realized is end of the day, business is discipline.
Yes, yes, yes.
I just
well
hope
said.
and I
Well
wish
said.
everybody take it very seriously.
Yes.
Besides the blood and money and life and all that, it is passion, hunger, and discipline.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, 100% correct. Thank you much.
Yeah, Dr. Bhaskaran, I would like to ask a question to Dr. Mohammed.
Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
Sir, I am Dr.
Yes.
Bhaskaran from Government of Tamil Nadu, sir, Industries Department. So we are promoting startups. So startups, initially they are facing fund problem. High value growth is the real startup. But initially, whatever fund we are giving, but at the end, out of 100, only 2 are getting success, 2%. That is the statistics I heard. So this is really a pathetic situation. What is your suggestion for that, sir?
Yeah.
In what area they are lagging? Sir?
Yeah, I will tell you, sir. This, for example, that they want to start a business with 1 million or maybe 10 lakhs rupees. Okay.
Okay.
They have to pay, they have to 25% of cash to be as a working capital. They are investing all money to the business.
Okay.
For the purchase of vehicle, hobbies, expenses, and the goods, everything, showroom expenses, like that I told. They are not keeping their working capital as a minimum amount. Then end of the day, they have the customer. They sold the goods, but the money will come not immediately. It will come after 30 days, 60 days, 45 days, or 90 days. But immediate, they need a working capital. For that, they have to keep some money for that. Number one. Number two, the initial starters always with other people, supporting with other people, other businessmen, guidelines. If they ask guidelines, then it will be okay. And number three, bank loan. For the working capital, if they approach in the bank will give some loan to the businessman. For example, now the State Bank of India called Mudara, some business loan given by the central government. Nobody utilize that facility. We have to get this loan for working capital. That's all, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. So before we could go to the next speaker, may I have admin to play the video? Yeah, so we have another, a women entrepreneur joining us, this morning. She is Miss Anna Mileva from Latvia, that is Russia, and she's one of the successful entrepreneur. Back then for most of the business like startup companies, SMEs. She's a founder and CEO of Soft Skills School. And she plays a major role in building up a team and how important the team understanding with the management and how the whole team building activity should be done for anyone who have a company here at SME level. So Ms. Anna, over to you. Welcome. Yeah.
Hello, I'm glad to be part of such important event, such big conference. I think the exchanging our experience, exchanging our thoughts is very, very important. We grow together. Only together we can survive. We can't grow alone. And so it's a pleasure. Thank you for invitation. And I'm ready to share my screen. So have you seen my presentation? No.
Yes, now we can see you.
See. Okay, great. So, and yes, my name is Anna Mileva. I'm business coach, human performance strategist. I have over 1,400 hours of coaching provided and more than 300 business trainings. And today, I'd like to talk about how to create, how to grow a very efficient team. Because as I told every time, business is like a plane which is stand on two wings. First wing, it's a business process, and the second wing, it's the people who involved in this business process. And the team now is competitive advantage, one of two important parts of each business. So that's why this topic is very important, I think, for each business. Have you seen the second slide? Yeah, okay. So I moved, so I'm with psychology, I'm more than 25 years. More than 6 years I work with companies, business teams. And 6 months ago, I moved from Latvia to Uae. And last 6 months, I was investigating this region, the business, the differences between European business and Uae business, and what I found, and I would like to share with you. And I think you are also know more of these topics, and then I will share my point of view, what is possible to improve, because I'm about improving, efficient, etc. So what I see, the key characteristic of this region. First of all, here in Uae, cross-culture team. Every business here works with cross-cultural teams, which complicates communication and makes very difficult to motivate a team, because in different culture we have different core values, and so we need different motivation list. So the second unique characteristics here is large numbers of expats which come for short contracts, which leads to constant team rotation and requiring teams to be rebuilt non-stop and in very fast speed. So, and the first unique characters here, what I noticed is the business in Uae operated as very high speed with strong focus on result, which makes employees often work under pressure, facing stress and frequent burnout. I have, oops, sorry. Yeah. So let me take a closer look at this aspect. What my point of view in this situation, in this environment, teams do not fail due to lack of professional knowledge, because I attract very, very professional, high professionals, but team performance not very well because of lack of soft skills. And I will talk more about this. So let me see on multicultural environment, which is problem is people. First of all, people speak on the language which is not native for everybody, English language. So, and misunderstanding start on the linguistic level. The second level is core value and cultural background. We can talk on the same words, but the meaning of these words would be different. And it come to misunderstanding, conflicts, passivity, loss of trust, and formal interaction. For example, we have a different attention to the feedback. The straightforward feedback in European culture might be considered like rude in Asian culture. And very often I visited a lot of business companies. The last one I visited was Yango, and they told that really when leaders ask about truth feedback, the people, a lot of people who come from Eastern, they can't do they can't give truth feedback. They say yes, everything okay. They start to work and it stopped to work. So amazing experts, they can't show their expertise because of the culture. And this is really a truth problem. And what to do from my point of view? It's important not just to bring people together, not just team building for team building, but first of all, we have identified challenges and at the behavior level of the team. How they communicate in real situation, which is true situation between people, and then develop communication skills and flexibility. This is way. The second problem, when people rotate very often, I think the team never has time to naturally mature. They have no time. We have to manage this process and make it more quicker. And what's the problem in this situation? I think the problem is that leads to lost key insights, which is beyond formal business process. This is the soul of the team. This is the connection. This is the skills which is not highlighted in business process. And as a result, new people should adaptate very quick and they have less of performance, and the team in a whole also have less performance. What is the decision? We have to identify what's the base of the team, which is the core values, which is core skills. And then we should integrate in the company system protocols which translate these core values, core skills of the team, and which is help new member of team to onboard quicker, to keep this soul of the team. And how to do it, I will tell later. I'll give you a suggestion. What is about high business performance? It's also the situation which potential decrease the performance of the business in a whole. The problem is that people have no enough knowledge, have no enough tools to measure the stress. They work and it looks very well. The KPI is increasing, but the illness become inside, and when it happens, so nobody ready for this. No employee, no leaders, no business in a whole. So burnout is very important problem, but there is no enough tools to work with this. So if burnout is increasing, it's become bring conflicts, lower ability, decreased engagement, and so sometimes it's failing business performance in a whole. What to do? From my point of view, in whole, it's we have the company have diagnosed stress and burnout before in advance. We have implemented prevention measures and prevention mechanics, which helps us to see the situation in advance. In this case, business have enough time to react, to do something. And of course, we have developed stress management and self-management for our employees. So, I bet right now that you are thinking, okay, we agree, we see it every day, but how to do it? How to implement these protocols, these decisions? It's might like that it will a lot of cost, a lot of time and resource to implement the system, all decision I talked about. But I have a good news for you. Now, the positive, only positive news. So I create my own methodology. It's a framework for assessment and development of skills. In my system, I conducted deep research and tested this methodology, and I distilled 9 essential soft skills, which is let people to keep and increasing their performance, which is okay skills. It's communication, it's collaboration. And this is 2 different skills, not 2 different skills, it's from one root, but communication, it's the wise ways to communicate, and collaboration, it's just deep way to communicate to keep loyalty, to be in a field win-win, and to make value. So this is possible only in collaboration process. And this is some different techniques, some different point of view, and we have to increase both of this. So also one of the most important and asking skills, I have a lot of demand of training for leadership skill. And it's also very important because when people come to the business, the expert who has amazing experience, and very often I see that his or her leadership is decreasing in new team, in new situation. Because there are, I don't want to talk a lot of theory, but in Adizis, we can see in his books, there is a few types of leaders. And if one leader use his own style of leadership, leaders, communication, excellent in one team, it doesn't mean that he will be excellent in another team. And we can help him to train this leadership skill. So the fourth one is stress resilient. So we all living in stress environment because of world situation, because of business goals, pressure, etc., etc. So what to do to train stress resilient? And it's possible. So the fifth soft skill is flexibility. Of course, we have to be flexible. We have to understand the situation, understand when we can manage the situation and when we have managed ourselves. So, and the next skill is self-management. Of course, we all should manage ourselves. And then resource management. For successful, of course, we have to manage our resource, our team, our connections, our money, our time, etc. So the 8 is goal setting and the 9 is creativity. And so on the last conference, I have dispute people tried to persuade me that creativity is not possible to develop and increasing. But if you're interested, just contact me. I will send you a lot of investigating results of investigating from a very important, very famous psychologist, which is possible to increase creativity. And now in today, I think it's one of very important skills because we have to be flexible or mobile, and we have to create new and new products, new and new ideas, how to keep our performance, how to come to new market, etc. We have to looking for new possibilities, new ways, and this is behind our thinking. So, and there are a lot of techniques which let us to increase these skills. So, and what soft skills doing? So we don't just run team building activities. We help companies see how their team actually operates in action. We can measure. This is unmeasurable soft skills. We have our system, and we can develop exactly skills that needs today in this situation in connection to exactly this business goal. This is a really unique system. And what's the soft skill Galaxy, this system provides? First of all, a quick team profile overview. This is like a medical checkup, just a few hours and you see all your team, who and how communicate, which is some conflict lines, which is may come to big conflict. So we are understanding the strength of team. We identificating weak of team in the field of soft skills, of course. We clarify team roles because formal leader not real leader very often. So this is very important to understand where is real leader in a team. Also, we early make visibility of risks. And we, in this case, we have we give business gap of time to do something, to prevent, to survive. We immediate transition form, and we diagnostic to develop, and we provide tailoring trainings, not in a whole, okay, because in one of my case, one business come to me and say, okay, and can you provide a training of creativity? I say, yes, of course, but let's start from diagnostic. Now we knew we need just creativity. Then I say, okay, I present you diagnostic, but please, let's start from diagnostic. And we start from diagnostic, from assessment of the team. And the owner of the business, it was not big company, just 12 people in a team. And we found 2 people who can create ideas. But the problem was not in the creativity. The problem was that other members of the team haven't heard them, haven't used their ideas. And then we, the owner of the business saw this, and then we organized training of the communication, because I highly recommend the book of Patrick Leoncioni, 5 Fuck-Up of Teams. And the base problem of the team, the lack of trust, the not good psychological environment. And after we provide this training for communication, for making more positive environment, they increase their performance up to 30%. They create new products. It was a company in Latvia. They produce some like healthy snacks, and they create new scale of product, and they increase their performance up more than 30%. So it's a real case from my past. So which is different between our systems of Skill Galaxy and others? First of all, we works and diagnose on the level of behavior. It's not theory, it's not tests. It's because tests gives not truth information. We provide business game, and we see the real behavior of people. The first of all, we combine assessment and development. The team is elevated and developed in the same time. Third of all, the system based on game format. It's very fast engagement, less formality, and real behavior patterns. I have another very popular presentation about gamification. Yesterday I came back from Kazakhstan conference for HRD, and I talked about gamification as a tool of assessment and development teams and people. So our system develops skills that impact result. I told our trainings is very tailored trainings. We are not abstract qualities, but concrete soft skills, which is really need in this moment. And of course, we adapted to business needs, because all trainings is provide to the way to the business goal. We adapt to real situation, to real business, to real team, and this may all makes our system is unique. So if you interested in our system, don't hesitate to contact me. Here is my contacts, WhatsApp, and I'll be happy to answer any additional questions.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. And anyone have any questions for Anna? Anyone have any questions? Yeah, I'm sorry, yes. Yeah, you can unmute, Mr. Yas.
Yeah, the question is, do we have any tools, like since AI market is booming up, are we utilizing any tools to assess from the beginning stage till end? That would be helping us a lot. So do you incorporate any AI tools or some other tools to evaluate people and processes?
You see, I use in my portfolio, I'm the core expert in soft skill school, of course, and I use business games. I use business games first of all because I think this is unique tools. In my portfolio, more than 20 games from other author. But of course, I create my own business game, Soft Skill Galaxy, and I like to use this game for assessment. And of course, it's not only game; it's a lot of big construction behind this game. I have check lists how to measure these soft skills. It's a big system. So when I can provide trainings myself, or I sold this system to the company, and then I teach. Of course, I make all my system to the people who will provide these trainings and this assessment. So the main tool, if I understand your question, is different business games. I walk through business games. I can tell you about business games. It's not very popular in English-speaking market. In English-speaking market, we knew just Cash Flow of Kiyosaki. It's amazing game. I think if it's managed by people who really understand in investing in money solutions. So I'm from Russia, and we have a lot of games, like board games, but based on psychologists and coaching systems, like Dilt's pyramid, like I don't know, triangle of Cartman, like model Grow, model Score from coaching, but it's packing in game format, which is game, which is make game of game. It's unpredictable result, which is keep attention. This is competition. This is award. So. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So so I hope Dr. Bhaskaran, you can leave the message, your doubt, because we are running behind time. We would definitely take up your question. You have her number mentioned here. You can scan it right away. The screen is still shared, so please go ahead for that. So thank you so much once again, Anna. Thank you so much for joining us today, being a Sunday. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And this is really needed for all SMEs. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, so before we could go to the next speaker, may I have the admin to play the video? Yeah. Yeah, so we have our next speaker who has set it up a role model to most of the Tamil community, I would say, from Tamil Nadu, from a small town called Pudukkottai to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And he is running series of business. And he is Dr. Jamal M. Sultan, founder and managing director of Empower Group of Company, Abu Dhabi. And yes, he is here to share his entrepreneur success story, which everyone have to be, listening to this because it's really, really interesting. And there is a lot of takeaways. Thank you so much. Dr. Jamal, we welcome you. So thank you so much for taking out time on Sunday. Yes, over to you, Dr. Jamal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm audible, Isa, Mr. Gautam?
Yeah, you are audible. I think there is a problem in the video. It is upside down and the wallpaper of kids are coming. Yeah.
Let me, yeah. Let me just stop that because something I technically glitch here. So yeah, thank you for allowing me, and I think let me see what's technical glitch on the video. Apologies. So basically, yes, I am. First of all, good morning, respected dignitaries, distinguished guests, fellow entrepreneurship, and future leaders. It's truly a privilege to stand before you today at Sibec and share my entrepreneurial journey. Journey that started with humble beginnings and evolved into a multi-sector business path here in the UAE. Today, I'll not just speak about success, I'll speak about the process of becoming successful step by step, stage by stage, because that is where the real lessons lie. So, becoming a good human being or a businessman or anybody in the life, I think it is starting from the parenting. So, first of all, I thank to my parents, my family, and my partners who is in the process of shaping me today and inshallah in the future as well. So the beginning, education and first steps, it is from 1996 to 2000. My journey began in India, where I completed my higher education in 1996. Soon after, I started my career in Bangalore. Like many young professionals, I was eager, ambitious, and ready to learn. In 1998, I pursued a Bachelor of Business Administration while continuing to work. That combination of education and real world experience became my first foundation in business. In 2000, I moved to Abu Dhabi, UAE, and joined in a junior position. At the time, I was focused on learning, growing, and building my future. Learning phase, building industry expertise between 2000 to 2008. From 2000 to 2004, I worked consistently and progressed in my career. In 2004, I became a sales manager in the oil and gas division of the company that I worked for. Basically, I started with the 3-digit junior position. And then in 2008, I joined a German-based EPC company as a senior procurement specialist, handling projects worth over 700 million US dollar. This phase shaped my understanding of global business operations and large-scale project management. The leap, starting my first business in 2010. In 2010, I founded Empower Engineering Company LLC in Abu Dhabi. This was a turning point in my life. The early days were challenging, limited resources, high competition, and uncertainty. But through persistence and strong relationship, we built a company with significant growth. Always, my father used to say, you please build people and relationship, it will build the business. Keeping that point in the mind, we've been expanding. So the early days, it was challenged, but yes. Then we went to a expansion phase between 2015 to 2017, diversifying the businesses. In 2015, I expanded into business services and company formation services. In 2017, I joined a leading steel company in a business development as a consultant, contributing to a business worth over $220 million per year. This was the steel industry. Growth and recognition of myself between 2017 to 2022, I actively participated in global exhibitions and conferences, building strong international networks. In 2022, I was honored with the UAE Golden Visa, an important milestone in my journey. This made me to move to myself into the next level of expansion as well. So yeah, innovation phase in entering digital from 2023, I founded a digital media company embracing the future of business in the digital era, which is headed by our team, which is a part of it, Go Live, Dubai.com. I would like to share some key lessons from my journey. After 25 plus years, I can summarize my journey to a few key lessons. Start small, think big. I started as a junior employee. Growth takes time, but vision must always be bigger. Learn before you lead. Every job I did prepared me for an entrepreneurship. So I learned. I become a specialist on this. I teach to my team, and then we service to our customers. Take calculated risks. Starting my company in 2010 was risky but necessary. Building relationship, not just business. As I was saying, networking has been one of my biggest strengths. Today, with all these efforts, along with my side, my partners from UAE, from other part of the world, leading the business and guiding it to take all this to the next level of our growth in the career. Adapt constantly from oil and gas to services to digital. Adaptation is a survival. Giving back is one of the responsibility of all the human beings. So we all learn, earn. So it has to be give back to the society. We need to give back. So I believe dying empty is very necessary for every human being. How? So whatever we learn, whatever we earn, whatever we build relationship, better put all this into a system, convey to a team, transfer to our well-wishers, let the team take it away, so that when we die empty, so that our graves doesn't don't become an expensive one. True success is creating opportunity for others. Today, I stand here not as someone who has achieved success, but as someone who is still learning, still growing, and still building. My journey continues, and I hope each one of you will continue yours with courage, with vision, and with purpose. Thank you to Sibec for this opportunity, and thank you all for being part of this inspiring gathering. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jamal. Thank you so much. And it was really inspiring for all of us. And yes, a long way to go for all of us. So thank you so much. Yeah, so before I could invite the next speaker, may I have the video on, please? Admin, you're there with us? Still the conference is not over. We all understand it's Sunday. Admin? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So we have our next speaker. He is, yes, founder and managing director of Aurora Global, Mr. Sendil Kumar Rajashekharan, MD, MFHPE, FCP, and sir, so on. Sir, it's quite a lot, lengthy one which you have done. So we really wait for your speech. And I do understand you're here to talk about stability to startup, which is most important for anyone who's expanding or thinking of expansion here in UAE, sir. So we welcome you in behalf of Sibec. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully, I'm audible and you're able to see my screen.
Yes, we all, yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So, thank you all for taking the time to chime in on a Sunday while you have many other important things to do and relax with your family. And I want to thank Dr. Jamal for this opportunity to share my journey with you. So my name is Dr. Senthil Kumar Rajashekharan, and I'm a physician by training, and I completed my medical education in Russia and then my postgraduate medical training in India. And then I was blessed with an opportunity to travel the world. I was in Europe, I was in the Caribbean, I was in the United States for about 14 years. And then I was lucky to have an opportunity to serve as the chief academic officer, the vice dean and interim dean of the medical school at Khalifa University, College of Medicine and Health Sciences in Abu Dhabi. And in late 2024, when the government decided to phase out the medical school, I took a bold decision to, at that time it was bold, decision to step down from my role and start my own management consulting company. Currently, I run two consulting companies. One is focused on my own core area of interest, which is medical education, higher education, and faculty development, etc. I specifically there, I help for-profit major companies like McGraw-Hill, which is the world's largest content provider for medicine, in positioning them in the AI space. How is it? Because AI is transforming everything, and how to position themselves is a space that I'm consulting. I'm also consulting an organization called Joint Commission International, which is world's largest quality and safety accreditation agency of hospitals and healthcare facilities, and they're based out of Chicago. And then the other management consulting company, I do help companies from throughout the globe. We have clients from Australia, India, United States. We help them raise capital if they are, if they are not startups, if they have even small revenue, if they have a reasonably good EBITDA and a strong leadership team, then we represent their interest in raising funds in the UAE and outside of UAE as well. That's in a nutshell about me. But this story is just about my late leap into entrepreneurship. I'm 52 now, so just for context. So we picture usually entrepreneurs like these, right? Young, smart guys who are fresh out of college, wearing a hoodie, and 22-year-old, etc., right? And that's how I pictured myself. But the data tells completely different story, right? Of average age of founders of fastest growing tech companies is 45, and a 50-year-old is nearly twice as much likely to build a runway success as a 30-year-old, right? So these are comforting numbers, at least for me as a 52-year-old. And the safe life that I built, I had medical qualifications. Gaudaman was kind enough to say that it is long for him to pronounce. So, well, there are more accomplished people than me, but I was lucky to be accomplished. I was not academically strong, but I was passionate about what I did. And, I had senior clinical leadership roles, medical school roles. I had an international colorful career. I traveled the world, presented in conferences. People were inviting me for my expertise. I had a very secure, stable life. And, honestly speaking, the life that many would dream of. And I truly made it by every measure that you can think of in this medical education space. But the pull that I couldn't ignore was there were quite a few things and opportunities and problems that I saw that no one else was solving or seeing, right? So I thought that There was something that I was seeing as an opportunity, some problem that I was seeing as a problem was not addressed by others or not capitalized by others. And then the purpose was beyond a job title. I really, because whenever I took a job, it was a defined role, a dean of a medical school or a vice dean of a medical school. While it's huge, but what I thought, what at least I defined a purpose for my life was beyond my role. And Dr. Jamal beautifully explained his journey from humble beginnings, right? And he impacted hundreds of lives already in his own career. That's the purpose that I was looking for. And then it's not so much fear, but the anxiety of reaching 70 and retiring and sitting and thinking, what if I would have done this? Would I have impacted more lives, or had a more better, colorful life, or had a more accomplished life, etc. And I had a deep need to build something that was purely mine. Okay, so that was something that was always thirsty. But I think also what I walked away from was a guaranteed salary, institutional prestige. I shared with you that, while there are many, many people who are much more accomplished than I am, even for my own goal, my own status, I believe that I was delighted and I was humbled to be invited for, conferences as guest speakers, etc. There was I had a career ladder clarity, after vice dean, you become a dean, etc., right? And I had a safe social identity. And what nobody warned me about entrepreneurship when I stepped down was an identity crisis, right? The day after I resigned from my job, I'm sitting on January 1st, December 31st was my last day. Okay, what do I call myself, right? Entrepreneur, a physician entrepreneur, who am I, right? So that was something that I really had to define. And even now, I'm still defining and refining it. Financial shock from a very high salary job. My salary was, 6-7 figures. And from that to a psychological weight of an irregular income was huge for me. How do I navigate that for myself? I have lived humble beginnings. My family came from humble beginnings. I can sleep as much as on a bench, as much as in a 7-star hotel, but not my family, right? Because my family came into me, and so that was a big shock for me in terms of financially. Social perception. What would people think about me, right? Is this guy crazy? He had such a good job and colorful career, and leaving this and starting some consulting company, etc., right? And I felt lonely for sure. Nobody was like me, with me. And I always looked at, more successful people, and I felt like I'm less accomplished. I might not be able to. Maybe they are successful because they would be able to do it, and I would not be able to do it. That's the imposter syndrome. And the honest truth about where I am, even though it's been about a year and a half now, I have, some days are exhilarating. Certainly there is excitement. That's why I put it on the top. Still doubt myself in terms of my ability. I learn a lot, and I have grown and I continue to grow. One thing that I learned for sure is the more I have resilience and the more I have defined purpose in life, the better I can succeed in my role. And the journey has truly reshaped me, the way I am, the what I think, and because the more important thing is I'm also building a team while I myself building a brand for myself, right? So that was really a humbling experience for me. And these are all the things that my career gave me: a domain expertise, which deep in medicine, deep in leadership, deep in problem solving, etc. It gave me an incredible amount of network. That was primarily the safety net that I jumped into from my safe job. Now I can walk into many places in Abu Dhabi and UAE that only few people can dream about. So that's a luxury that I have, and God has blessed me with that. My leadership muscles have been trained, and I know how to manage money, and how to live with little, or how to save what I make, and how to grow. I have a credibility that I built through my career, and I have an analytical rigor through my prior roles, right? So all these have come to help me in my own entrepreneurship journey in ways that I did not think it will help. These are skills that I had for being successful in my own salaried role, but these skills are I'm now transferring these skills to my entrepreneurial journey, and has been helpful. So I just want to end with a few things. Age is not your enemy. For me, I take it as an edge, because as I mentioned, research says that 45-year-olds or about an average age of the founder, and 50-year-olds are about more than twice successful than 30-year-olds as entrepreneurship. Not to put down any 30-year-old out there. I apologize if I'm coming across as such. I'm just saying this to comfort myself and people like me who are on the call or outside who might think that is it too risky for me to take a leap into entrepreneurship, right? And there's also research to suggest that there is 85% more likelihood of success if people with 3+ years of salaried work experience are founding a company, right? It's from Harvard Business Review. So again, these things tell me that I was not wrong in taking a decision, but all I'm saying is I could have been better prepared. And so what would I tell to my younger self 10 years before? What would I tell to a 40-year-old Senthil is, your late start is loaded with advantages, so jump with more confidence. And identity is the first thing I lose, so I could have been more aware of that, like to be prepared for that, losing that sense of identity. Cash flow and outcomes are not the same thing, so I should not relate my work to revenue that is being generated, right? So in 6 months, probably I did not make a single penny. So not that I didn't make any work. But that's totally different from salaried role, right? So I would have told myself that be prepared for the fact that if you don't make money doesn't mean that you didn't make an impact, right? So that's something. And then find my tribe. So this group is a great group, and I met incredible people like Dr. Jamal in my journey, and and many others in Abu Dhabi who have been so gracious in sharing their life journey with me. So that's my tribe now, right? And so it's never too late. Start before you're ready, because you'll never be ready for this, especially if you're coming from a salaried role to an entrepreneurial role, doesn't pay you regularly. And grow into it. So who you're becoming. So because that's a journey, it's not a destination. It's a journey, and I would suggest that you enjoy the journey. And to me, honestly, it's an exhilarating experience for me. I'm thoroughly enjoying every day that I have, and I'm learning from it. I would love to connect with you all, and if at all you need anything in the space of raising funds for your companies, or just talk to me about the journey that I'm going through, I would love to. Please reach out to me. Thank you again for the organizers, and thank you, Gaudaman, for the wonderful introduction.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Sendil. It was too deep and very beautifully done and beautifully conveyed, I would say, because most of the points which you covered, most of the successful entrepreneurs here already had it, but you portrayed all of our, it was like a mirror, beautifully conveyed. It's amazing, Mr. Sendil. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your speech. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, someone wants to ask you something. Mr. Harun, yes, you can unmute and ask Mr. Sendil.
Hello, sir. Good
Yes,
afternoon.
sir. Good
It is
afternoon.
very nice to listen your speech. I am also older than you, and still I am working and always dreaming of becoming an entrepreneur. Really, it's my dream. Really, your speech gives a good confidence. I hope that sometime maybe after a year or two, I can get into some business. Actually, I was there in UAE for 20 years. Right now, I'm in Chennai, but I'm still connected to UAE company. So this is my story, and thank you very much for your speech.
Thank you, Mr. Harun, and all the
Some
very best.
some advice from you in my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't believe I have anything as an advice, but the couple of things that I can share with you is the last slide. It's never too late for you to
Yeah.
start your exciting entrepreneurial journey, so believe in it. And one thing that I could have done better, which I did not put in this slide, is think about the financial security, because I went with brute confidence that whatever I do will succeed and it'll generate revenue in 3 months, 4 months, etc. Never panned out the way it was. So, that's something that I would advise you to, do if you're
Definitely.
coming out of something. And so please make sure that you have
It's
your.
not it's not like coming out, and naturally we have to come out, correct? Sometime we have to come out. You can't continue for a very very long time, right? As an employee. So once it is done, this is my thought of entering into
Good luck.
business. Yeah.
Good luck, sir. Happy to chat with you offline as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sindel. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so before we could move on to the next speaker, may I have the video, please? So much. Yeah, so yeah, so we have another, a successful women entrepreneur joining us now in some time on this happy Sunday. Yes, so may we have Miss Rabda Riaz to take it over. She is a CEO of Raw Stars Events, which is most happening, businesses here in UAE of connecting people. Yeah, Miss Ravda. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrongly. Yeah, over to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, over to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So basically, just to give you a small introduction about myself before I talk about my journey, my name is Rauda, and I started this events company almost 3 years back. So I was working as a food hygiene officer back in Dubai, and it was. To be honest, the reason why I wanted to start my own company was more to explore and see the potential of myself. Like I wanted to know what is there inside me that I wanted to explore. And the second reason why I wanted to start a company was just not to work for someone, but give opportunities to the other people as well. There's so many talented people outside, and I think everyone needs an opportunity, and I wanted to grow with them. So this is something that I always had in mind, the reason that I started this events company. And Dubai as a market, we know that it's an amazing thing for something called as MICE. So MICE is basically an acronym that is meetings, conferences, exhibitions.
Incentive
Yes,
conferences, exhibitions. Yeah.
exactly. And Dubai is something that is known for hosting these kind of professional as well as entertainment events for connecting people. And there's so many events like, you could say like the GITEX, Gulf Food exhibitions. So it connects, countries from the Western as well as Eastern together in this one city. So when I wanted to do my journey, I was just seeing what is the gap that I could fill in. Dubai hosts world, first class world events, but there are so many opportunities that we could see and bring through. We could put ourselves into it, and we can do something in it. So I was seeing the gaps in it, and I was like, okay, why not we do something related to catering or exhibitions, or things that can bring in more people. So I started my journey by organizing exhibition at five-star hotels. So I meet entrepreneurs, I bring the brands, I do proper brand awareness. So it just not just help me grow, but also the people around me grow along with me. And also I do roadshow events. So basically the most important thing for an entrepreneur or to build is to see the opportunities around you. Not just see, but also you're gonna fill in the gaps. Okay, once you see the gap, you got to fill in those gaps. So when I saw what is there, and I wanted to grab every opportunity, so then I saw that Dubai is growing in real estate market. It needed people to organize roadshow events to reach out people. So what did I do? I started doing roadshow events in different countries, in Dubai itself, in other countries, bringing in people. So I started also doing events for companies like that. Then I saw what is the need for an F&B companies, and then I started doing events for them. So it's about finding it and then filling the gaps, right? And Dubai is something that is very easy to, start up your journey. It's not that hard. They make it very easy. Let's say I want to become an entrepreneur. So I just go to them and I say that this is what I want to do. So they give you an amazing platform to build yourself, to grow in your career. And I think no other country in the world can give you this kind of an opportunity like UAE, what UAE does. So now, regarding what all can you do when it comes to a mice market business that happens in Dubai, you have a good amount of, catering business, you have good amount of marketing business that you could do, you have a good amount of, this production, that is the setup of exhibition stalls and things. So there's a lot of opportunities that you could do in Dubai. So my company, Raw Stars Events, we do exhibitions, we host road shows, we host artisanal craftsmanship workshops, we do multiple things like this. We do B2B and we do B2C. So we also build brand awareness. And what we also want to do is we want to create a group of women entrepreneurs who wants to expand their business, grow. So we want to support them in providing them the space, the platform to build themselves. This is what we do. And to be honest, it's about what you want to do. So the main reason why you would grow in your entrepreneur journey is what you do to your society. So the more you do to your society is when you will start getting more out of it. So this is something that I've been put into my mind as my mission, that I have to do something to my society, to my people, that I will be able to grow in my business as well. And I started this journey when I was almost nearly like 21, 22 years old. And it wasn't easy because I had a full-time job as a food hygiene officer. It was it has a very good name, good recognition, but it didn't give me the satisfaction that I was looking for. And people around you would come and tell you, like, why do you want to do something which is going to make you take risk, which you don't know how it's going to go. But when you have a passion for it, I think you need to try it out. You need to see, you need to explore it. So this is something that I truly and strongly believe in. And Dubai is a city that helps you grow in that field, in your entrepreneurial field. It will provide you with everything that will help you grow. So if anyone wants to grow themselves in terms of their entrepreneurial journey, who wants to work in events or who has some event ideas to be hosted in other countries, surely they could reach out to me and I'll be very happy and glad to help them out. Thank you.
That was a really good one. I'm sure most of the startup entrepreneurs at here, especially newly, they wanted to expand business here. It's a very good motivational, because you are very aligned with your vision, which is a primary key, and you clearly know the purpose too. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful speech. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, Ms. Rada. Yeah. So before we could move on to the next speaker, may we have the video, please? Yeah, so we have on this happy Sunday, we have another young entrepreneur, Mr. Wasim Mubarak, a founder and CEO of Leica Realty. So he is here to talk about a very interesting topic. Dubai is just getting started in 2026. A huge immigration wave is coming. So we welcome you, Wasim Mubarak. So over to you. Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure on a Sunday morning to connect with you all. And thank you to the organizers as well. And regarding SAIPA, I've been connected with SAIPA, like not directly, but indirectly. I've been attending events of SAIPA, but from 2021, 22. And the other day, I was speaking to one of your board members. We were speaking regarding a 2018 meetup and all. So that was the primary reason that I wanted to attend right now, this particular event. About me, I'm running a real estate brokerage focused on a niche segment in a global market. That is especially Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu, as well as Nepalese market here. Apart from a random normal real estate brokerage, we are a content driven brokerage. In fact, I was the first Tamil content creator in the entire world to promote real estate, selling a real estate through social media in Tamil language, especially. Now we are almost a 50 people team here doing business, especially focused on Tamil, but Tamils from US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and other southern eastern countries. So it's going good, Alhamdulillah. And apart from that, I'm also running a travel consultants company, like a holiday package company. It's back in India, and almost we are a 75 people team back in India. We are soon expanding here to Dubai. So let me just deep dive into the topic. My topic is like a huge immigration wave is coming to Dubai. This was already expected. This was already done, and we all seen how after COVID impact was in Dubai. But especially this particular time after such a geopolitical issue, it's a very bold statement how we can expect something very such a huge growth in 26, 27. It may be a doubtful question, but based on my analytics and research, and we have clients, based on the interaction with the clients, we got to know like few things which will make Dubai, especially this GCC, a global superpower. Reason is because right now we all thought, okay, this is something related to oil, but this thing which started in oil, it started affecting food, transportation, and even AIs. The 21-kilometer corridor that controls completely even the AI. Why I'm telling about AI is major helium gas production is being produced from Qatar, and like 1/3 of the world's supply needed. Majority of them are going to the South Korea and Taiwan. Nvidia is sourcing most of their semiconductors from South Korea. And for a semiconductor, helium gas is very much necessity to cool down. And US economy is almost, if we remove the AI from the US economy, almost its growth is close to 0.7 to 1%. So this particular thing, it's not yet up. That is why if you have remember during the March and April first week, a huge shipment from Qatar that wanted to leave aggressively through the Strait of Hormuz because it was carrying these helium gases. And second thing is food. Urea, world's 2/3 of the, 1/3 of the world's urea is getting moved away from this Strait of Hormuz. So all this is getting affected because the food shortage or the food supply, the problem issues, we'll get to know in the later stage, not now. Now what is affected is only the oil and the prices hikes. And the bare minimum price of the oil will be now at a constant level, $90 or $100 per barrel. This will be stuck right now. It won't go further down. So almost like a pre-COVID, post-COVID shift. Now we are seeing a different shift in the global market. So what will happen here is UAE stands as a great, good, appealing country for investors, for young talents, like how people used to go to US 20 to 30 age category, though that demographic people, that 90s, early 90s and early 2000s, at that time, how people used to go to US, a lot of people are now moving to UAE, especially Dubai, because it has been built a 20-25 year infrastructure has been built. So that is why that we are expecting a good arrival of youth population, and a lot of tech companies. Recently, Citadel moved from US, a huge institutional office. They moved from US. They wanted to set up a company here in DIFC. So it's such a huge growth we are seeing here right now. Apart from that, UK, we have a lot of Tamil investors from UK. Most of them are Sri Lankans. So these people are dealing with having mostly like petroleum, petrol pumps or grocery shops, local level businesses mostly into. All these people are affected, and out of 10, almost 7 to 8 people are constantly calling us and telling we'll need to move to Dubai, we'll need to move to UAE. So these are the ground level info I'm sharing you. Right now, it's a huge business opportunity for us, and especially if you are into content creation field, the opportunity is vast and wide, because content creation, it gives access to with zero. It may take time, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. It took 4 years for me to grow 2 companies from 0 to 50 here in Dubai, 0 to 75 back in India. But the kind of connections which it gives us is massive. So yeah, that is my about me and about my business and what is my thoughts on this country. And I have a very strong bet it will go high, and we are all going to grow in this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wasim. Thank you for a quick insight, especially about real estate space. So thank you so much. Yeah, so before we could move on to the next speaker, may I have the video, please? Yeah, so we are having a very interesting topic. I would say it is a need of our for this topic by Mr. Feroz Khan Sanawaz, who is the founder and CEO for the company Dravida Petroleum Dubai. And this name is really unique and very thoughtful. Mr. Feroz Khan we are really excited to listen to your speech. Yeah, all over to you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. You are.
Great, great. So, hello everyone. I'm basically a petroleum engineer. I've been living in Dubai for the last 20 years. I started my career with ETA Star Group. So after leaving ETA, I started this company called Dravida Petroleum. We are the only oil and gas producing company in the state of Tamil Nadu. And we have another ongoing offshore project in Andhra Pradesh. So to dive into our presentation, can I share my screen?
Yes, yes, you can. You can go ahead.
Yeah, great. Is it visible, by the way?
Yeah, it is visible. Yeah.
So the topic, the world's dependence on oil and gas in the modern era of solar energy. So whenever we see all these, Hollywood movies talking about the future, so everything is flashy, aluminum clad, flying cars, but how these are arrived, it is not just only with solar energy. So that is the main topic of discussion today. So in order to get into oil and gas, before we'll start with some basics of solar energy, how the solar energy is being produced. So this is a simple photograph, what you are seeing on the screen. So the sunlight energy is converted by the solar panels straight into electricity. So this is the concept, and the electric current which is generated is stored in a battery, essentially to be converted either into a DC power or an AC power. So this is a very simple dynamics of solar generation, wherein we need a lot of rare earth elements, for building this infrastructure. Like, starting from silica, in the batteries, we need lithium, nickel, copper, aluminum, silver, n number of rare earth elements. So this, the limitation of the solar energy, that it can be only generated during the daytime. That is the reason we need the battery, so that the battery can run in the night. And the second limitation is that it can only produce electricity. It cannot produce other products what a typical oil and gas gives. So that is the second limitation. And the solar energy is not for high-end applications like industrial applications, where we have to burn to increase high temperature for forging iron, steel, all these kind of industrial applications. So these are the limitations of solar energy. So we have the solar energy now. How we have been burning all these years is where we start with our school text of combustion. This is basically an oxidation. So what we have here is a simple wood, which is a constituent of a hydrocarbon. There is a carbon and hydrogen. The carbon is burnt with the oxygen in the air, in order to create CO2 and water with some heat. So this is basically an exothermic reaction which gives the heat. So we are using this heat as a main source of energy for thousands of years. So what is this hydrocarbon? I have just highlighted here a very simple hydrocarbon chain, which starts with the gas of the methane, which is CH4, and ethane, which is C2H6. So these are the natural gas components, what we have been using for a while now. Then comes the propane and butane, which is the LPG, what we have been using. So from there on starts the liquid state of the hydrocarbon, which will go into hundreds of carbon and hundreds of hydrogen in case of coal. So this is LPG, this is natural gas, this is LPG, and this is the gasoline or petrol what we use in our vehicles. Then comes C12 diesel. So this goes as on. So a typical thermal power plant, what we do is we burn this coal in this boiler, and the steam which is generated is being used for the running the turbine, and which is connected to the alternator to generate the electricity, which is further connected to the power grid. So this is a very simple, working of a thermal power plant, what we generally use. So instead of coal, there are other gas-based and naphtha, that is crude-based, fuel power plants as well. So a typical also involves a nuclear, because it's basically a heating of the water into steam. So the same thing is also applied in our petrol, engine, where the fuel along with the air is being heated up to rotate the shaft in order to run the wheels. So how this oil and gas or coal, the fossil fuels are formed, hundreds of millions of years ago during the Jurassic time. So when all the organic matter get sedimented into either a lake or a seabed, wherein this organic matter has been deposited for millions of years. So this is where we are now here. So this is the amount of sediments which has filled up that the initial source rock. So due to heat, because there is a huge pressure, thousands of kilometers of, the weight increases the heat, and because of this heat, the organic matter gets cooked up and it becomes oil and gas. The moment it becomes oil and gas, it starts moving into a lesser, porous rock, wherein it goes and gets trapped. So this is what we call as a reservoir. So the coal is what we are seeing is in the top layer. It was not cooked before. So, but any organic matter which goes into this cycle will eventually become oil and gas. So this is a typical, onshore and offshore oil and gas exploration and production. So you can see the thick layer of rocks, which, it is there beneath above the reservoir. And when we move closer to the, towards the sea or offshore, along with this rock weight, we also have the weight of the water. So because of this high pressure, the oil gets cooked up into natural gas. So we have both oil and gas in the onshore and offshore, but what here they are trying to mean is that as we go deep water, we'll get gas only. So once the oil is being produced, it's preheated and fed into a distillation column, wherein we are getting this LPG on the top, then gasoline, naphtha, jet fuel, which is also the kerosene, the diesel, and fuel oil to run the ships. And at the end of the day, we have our asphalt also to lay the roads. So whether can we live without oil? It is technically impossible today because whatever items we have been using in our day-to-day life, 90% of them it is coming from oil. See, apart from around 45% of feeding into the petrol or other burning purposes, we are using the oil in terms of plastics, polymers, the rubbers, and various other products like medicine, cosmetic, plastic. There are around over 6,000 products we are using on a day-to-day basis. So interestingly, one of the byproduct of oil is sulfur. So India imports around 85% of its sulfur from these Middle Eastern countries. And sulfur is used for varied purpose, as you know, for the labs, for the fertilizer industry, even for running our tires, vulcanizing the tires in order to have a high durability, we use sulfur. But interestingly, I just wanted to highlight here why Singapore and Japan down below, they are also supply, how can they supply sulfur? Because, they do not have oil and gas. So Singapore and Japan. So anyone can answer? Anyhow, let me tell you. So both Singapore and Japan, though they are not producers of oil and gas, they have developed a very good refining capacity. So at the end of refining crude, we get elemental sulfur, and they are supplying sulfur to India. So this is very interesting one. We have been blaming oil and gas, the fuel, fossil fuels, for creating this, pollution in the atmosphere. But it also gives some valuable medicines, life-saving medicines. We are getting, aspirin, paracetamol, everything is coming from crude. Okay, and a lot of antibiotics, other the skin cares, like the Vicks what we use on a day-to-day, the petroleum jelly, Vaseline, See, interestingly, antihistamines, these are, anti-allergic medicine, sedatives, the capsule which fills up the shells which fills up the medicine is also, derived from oil and gas. So apart from that, we also have syringes, the limbs, the rubber gloves, the face mask, everything comes from crude. So the world is dependent on oil and gas, and because of any geopolitical event since World War II, we can able to see has impacted the oil and gas prices. So we are here today in the latest Iran attack, where the oil is 104 and today it is 108. So when the oil increases, the gas also increases, the liquefied natural gas. So you can see the spike. This is the Ukraine war spike in Feb 2022. So now we are here still above. So you can see here, this is the distribution of the reserves, oil reserves of the countries in OPEC and non-OPEC. Now, recently, UAE has exit from OPEC, but still 65% is a very sizable number of OPEC. And still we have Russia here with a very significant amount of reserves, which is also OPEC plus. So you know what happened in Venezuela, the president was taken away. Iran, we have a fight. Kuwait and Saudi, they are already in the the control. Libya, the war. UAE has already. Iraq, there is a war. So everything, the whole world runs on oil and gas. So this is what I wanted to show up. Whenever people come and tell that we are more green by using electric cars, but technically speaking, this diesel car consumes or it produces less pollutant than this electric car. Let me give you an explanation. Because the diesel, it is only a carbon and hydrogen which just emits the carbon dioxide when it burns. So the carbon dioxide can be absorbed by the trees. But what happens in a typical electric car, it takes the electricity from a coal-based power plant, because coal also has other impurities like nitrogen and sulfur. So when it gets burned, it becomes sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. They fall again on the earth as acid rain. So speaking, diesel cars are better than electric car. We just wanted to be very sure what is the way they produce this electricity to run this car. So to show you the total, the world energy consumption of 620 exajoules, almost 70% is by burning oil, gas, and coal. All other are very less. So this is a forecast of the International Energy Agency for the 25 years, from 2025 to about 2050, wherein around 75 to 80% the energy is coming only from oil, natural gas, and coal. And where is the solar is only 1%. Solar is somewhere else here, 1%. Okay, the yellow line. So typically in 2035, we are seeing solar at 6%, and in 2050, we are seeing around 10%. So this is where solar is. Even the other alternative renewable are coming up, like incineration, biomass. Nuclear has a limitation because of geopolitical things. Wind also, for building any of these things, we need a lot of rare earth elements for which we need to mine or bomb thousands of mountains in order to dig up, in order to have a replacement cost. So coming back to our project, what we are doing in Tamil Nadu, we have a producing oil and gas field, which has been, the future hope for Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, as you all know, that it is the fastest growing economy in India, which is a double-digit growth for last 3 years, and it is the most industrialized state. So we supply gas to the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board power plant. So they burn our gas to generate electricity. So we supply to the local factory ceramic plants. So the SPIC, which is the heart of Tamil Nadu's fertilizer, is being currently run by the gas supplied through this pipeline. So the same pipeline is connected to the city gas distribution of the whole of state, including Bengaluru. So in future, there won't be LPG because LPG is getting costlier. So it is going to be a much cheaper natural gas, which is half of the price. So why we need to know the importance of natural gas is that a typical industry which is burning natural gas in Gujarat actually spends half the price of the cost of what Tamil Nadu based industry is doing. So this way we are becoming less competitive, and the companies of Maharashtra and Gujarat, they are taking away all our orders. So this is our gas field. So you can see the oil and gas well, the gas is the flaring gas, the test flaring of gas. And this is our oil well. And the oil what we produce both light oil and heavy oil. This is not that heavy. It's exactly looks like kerosene, smells like it. And these are our facilities, our gas separation facilities, our storage tanks, our loading point for oil. So this is the latest technology what we have done in Tamil Nadu, which is first of kind in India. This is more eco-friendly instead of alternative to hydrofracking. So we have set the deepest electrical submersible pump, which is around 3 kilometers. Not even ONGC or Vedanta have gone beyond 2,500 meters. So we have done this already in Bonagri. We have tested, and currently it is under commissioning. So I wanted to show here. So this is a typical solar thermal power plant. What they do is that from a photovoltaic farm, they burn the water. It has been, the energy heat is being transferred onto a working fluid, then to a turbine. So it is a very similar kind of a setup compared to our thermal power plant. But here the only issue is that the burning is different. So all other things are same. So there is a future, only one hope other than oil and gas. The solar energy can be even used for producing hydrogen. But again, we need trillions of dollars to replace this technology. Hydrogen is not that easy. If there is a flame of hydrogen, we can't even see. At least you can see yellow flame with hydrocarbon. So the world is still not prepared for hydrogen, but there is a hope of using hydrogen in other high-end applications like flight fuel and things like that. So at the end of the day, the main awareness of this particular session is to live a simple life, instead of you overusing the resources what God has gifted us. Okay, so we have to use things at a bare minimum rate so that we can sustain this world for a very long time. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'd be very happy to hear from you.
Yeah, definitely. It was really insightful and very, very, very needed. And definitely we are having a Q&A. I'm sure most of them are eager to ask some questions. Yes, please, anyone can ask questions, please.
So no questions here.
Yeah, I think
Anyhow,
there is no question.
I would like to welcome all of you because we are running this Tamil Nadu project on a group funding way without any loans from the banks or without involvement of any big corporates into this project. So we have raised around 2.5 million dirhams with a minimum share of 50,000 dirhams per share. So we would like to welcome many of you to visit our field and facilities as it is in Tamil Nadu. So we are managing around 1,000 crores of assets, like 2 huge oil and gas plants, 13 oil and gas wells, 50 kilometers of flow lines. So we'd be happy to stay connected with you.
That's amazing, surely. Yeah, Mr. Ruben is having a question.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Mr.
Yes,
Ruben,
please.
you can unmute, yeah.
Yeah.
You're able to unmute, Mr. Ruben? Admin, can you please help us?
Yes, now I can able to unmute.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much at the outset. It was very educational, I should say. And it was equally scary also, because it's undeniably oil and gas is as good as God. We'll have to accept it. That's one thing. And number two, okay, one is you spoke about hydrogen. Yes, it's very cost intensive. And I also came to understand even ammonia is in the pipeline. They're also figuring it out in Japan and all those other things. Here, I worked for the energy ministry here in Dubai for around 12 years. Okay, I was able to especially concentrating on SDG 13, the global warming and climate change, climate crisis, what they're calling it now. So since you've been a domain expert, have been in this field for a very long time, is the government, either in India or in Tamil Nadu, have considered to bring in responsible consumption amongst the consumers in a very active way? Yes, there is a limited amount of energy resources, and it's really very bizarre to understand solar is only 1%, later on 6 and 30 or whatever, 10. Nuclear, it has its own challenges, but of course, even nuclear responsible countries, they'll be able to handle it well, because Fukushima happened, and in Russia something happened. Fukushima happened straight away. I mean, shipping industry haven't stopped. I mean, there was a disaster with the ship as well. Titanic sank. Still, ship is still going on. That is one aspect. Shipping is still there. Can't the government's educational sector take this aspect very seriously and start inculcating this into the sensibilities of the children and all customers and consumers in terms of sustainable communication? Because we have done it here 10, 12 years. Now we've gone to the next stage. It's very easy. It's implementable. It's only knowledge transfer and knowledge sharing, of course, with the support of the regulators. That's what I'm trying to say. And the universities, the colleges, the primary education, the concerned ministers, and all these people collectively getting together, start driving this thought into the collective psyche of the impressionistic minds. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Yes, we have Mr. Cherry.
Yeah, actually, it's a good session. This is Chari from Dubai, actually. I'm running my tourism company in Dubai past 4 years. Before that, I was in oil and gas field. Just I want to check with you. What will be the ROA for this investment, what you are offering to us? 50K minimum. And where will be this condenses it be utilized? You are selling to our country people, or it is exporting it to somewhere else? Because you condensate or selling, or your byproducts also you are generating from your plant. This is what I want to know. Hello, can you hear? It's audible?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, very much, Mr. Chari. Mr. Feroz. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So to answer Mr. Ruben's question, that the Tamil Nadu government already have a minimum slab. You know, if we consume a very less electricity, then the rates are different when compared to the increased consumption. So it is already there. Okay, but the governments have to take a policy, a stringent, lower consumption, policies when it comes to charging other private or households. But what I wanted to highlight here is that this the carbon emissions, zero emissions kind of propaganda which is made by the Europeans for last 5 years. Okay, but do they really follow? Is that they are not following? Because what happened when Russia attacked Ukraine, so the gas supply from Russia to Europe got stopped. So without any choice, they started burning coal. So this is the scenario. They are going backwards. When it comes to for them, they are advising us to go green. We are developing nations, but they are not doing that. Today, they are buying gas now. They are not getting into other solar. They are not making investments. They are pushing other countries, developing countries, to do the same. So what we have to encourage more than after the consumption is that we have to grow a lot of trees of increase forestation. We should not that we are already doing. For example, we are even converting our paper currencies. What UAE has done very recently, that we have gone into polymer based. So we have to save the trees. So that is what we wanted to do. So the three things is that first we have to consume less. Yeah. So we have to live a very simple life. And the third one is we have to be aware of these policies, because everyone has to follow it. The burden should not be on developing countries like India or poor countries in Africa. For example, there is the plastic ban has to be lifted. Now, I would say, you might be surprised. What we have to do is plastic recycling. We should not dump plastic into the earth. Rather, the plastic should be recycled. So we have to develop a policy. Why? Plastic is a cheaper source of for the poor. They can use it on a daily basis. They are not afford to buy bags. Now we see in the supermarkets, the plastic bags have been started charging. That is adding a burden to the poor people. So that is one. And for Mr. Chari's question, we would like to discuss privately about this investment options. Around 33 members from the industry, like ADNOC, like Aramco, Saudi, Baker Hughes, Petrofax. They have invested in this project jointly. So on the returns, we have a long-term plan of giving them returns for this, which we will discuss privately. I should not do that in public. So that is the answer to Mr. Chari. And what we do in Tamil Nadu is that we produce oil and gas. Gas has been supplied to the government electricity power plant, and oil has been supplied to the Indian Oil Refinery, which is in Chennai. So in Tamil Nadu, we have one ongoing refinery in Chennai, which is CPCL, subsidiary of Indian Oil Refinery. And there is one new refinery coming up in Kadalur. Okay. And the third one is a huge petrochemical complex Indian Oil is building in Nagapattinam. Okay. So there is a lot of activity in Tamil Nadu, and we are the only oil and gas producers other than ONGC. So we have got a huge responsibility, because the gas what we are going to produce will also supply it as a cheaper CNG. When you compare CNG and petrol, you can see it is around 2 to 3 times cost saving. That is the reason we see the auto drivers go on a strike whenever they don't see get CNG at the bunk. So let us discuss in detail. I can understand that a lot of other speakers are waiting in the line. We can discuss privately. You can get my details.
Sure. Okay. We'll discuss later. Thank you for your response.
Thank you.
Right, take care.
Take care.
So I also would like to connect with you if opportunity is given.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Because, again, I am stressing, if oil and gas is not that important, why the world has to cry for last 2 months? This is the reality.
No, it's accepted. No, it's divine. As simple as that.
Thank you, Mr. Feroz Khan.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So before we could move on to the next speaker, may I have the video, please? Yeah, so we have another women entrepreneur, a young, energetic entrepreneur with us. She is Sharmila Banu, Managing Director of Desert Wings Travel and Tours LLC. And her topic is about travel industry latest trends. Yeah, this is really an update which we all UAE people needed, and obviously people from India should know what is happening. It's a very right topic at a right time. Ms. Sharmila, over to you. Yeah, welcome. We welcome you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gautam. I'm audible with all.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really pleasure to be here today, talk about something which is very much passionate to me, and then connect all of us in one and another world travel. Whatever it can be. It can be a leisure, business, educational, personal growth, or away, whatever it can be, uh, I'm in that position to connect people, and I'm in this industry for last 27 years, and I'm into different levels, and then I came up to this. Uh, like you know, Let me share that presentation which we have here. Okay. A small introduction about travel industry, about the past and then the future. Just a second. Yeah, travel industry is actually a very large, industry, and then it's really most dynamical sector globally. Hope everybody agrees that, it even trillions of dollars globally, economically, and then it create jobs. You can say it's a travel industry. It just covers the hospitality entirely, wherever we go, we need airline to travel, hotel to stay, restaurant to eat, and then all other local commodities related to the travel industry. And it become the old days, there are certain level of people who travel, and now it is entirely changed. And then world become, very small, and everybody would like to travel. And if whatever the reason can be, it will be a business, leisure, or whatever. But there are from every year, prospectively, like 25 to 30% of the, 30% of the travel, it's increasing day by day, all over the world. It's globally actually. And then the top, tourist, in income, if you can just table it, it will be US, which has taken the first position, which is $1.47 trillion. Their economy is, based on tourism, they get incomes, and then China comes the next, which is 0.91 trillion, and again Germany 0.37, and then Japan, and follows by UK. So, however, the industry never been strategic, evaluating consultants driven by technology and global events, and then behaviors of the travel and concerns too. And actually, the travel industry normally, if you come to travel industry, it just we have to divide it into two parts. No option, because the travel is entirely different before COVID, and it make a very big changes after COVID. People are, the new segment of the travel comes like wellness travels. It become more attractive for a travel people. And then after sharp, pandemic, it become very strong, and the travel no longer the same time. The greater focus, it's become health and safety first. And then preference of the bookings, options, increase interest with meaningful and purposeful travel, and people are now more conscious about why and how to travel, and then not just where they wanted to go, that way it become actually. And previously, and then industry wise, the travel, it become more into um, like they were just prioritize their need first, then even if it is a business travel, they wanted to make it little, the business travel itself contains of the leisure travels too. That's what there when they wanted to, the traveler wanted to become their travel most efficient and economically. And then the next one which we are talking about is the rise of sustainability and responsible tourism, which is one of the most important trend today. It's sustainability, one of the most significant trend as it's going demand and sustainability. Travel today is a more conscious than environment impact. They are asking the questions like, is the hotel is eco-friendly? Yes. What are the things comes under this? Like we have like lot of, the online platform like Airbnb, Trinito, Travel, Villas Aside, especially in UAE, if you take, people wanted to have a travel for the business, but at the same time, they will bring their family along and then they will, enjoy after office hours or something. So in that, like, a big groups comes, like they don't wanted to stay in the hotel. They wanted to stay in the place where they can enjoy, like, the lavish life, like, so they are choosing villas for that matter. And there are platforms you can book villas, like, individually, like, one to one. There is no between, there is no connections between the, persons, like you can say, like, if I have a villa, like, I don't need to just part my portion of commission or something to the travel agent or to the, to the wholesaler or whoever it is. I have a villa. I can post my villa in the social media where I will just pay very bare minimum. The charges goes to them, which like there are places they are just quoting for 50 dirhams margin. There are villas you can get it, this entire GCC you can say. So villas can be there, and then Airbnb. I have a flat. Yes, I have a furnished flat available here, so I can just sign into Airbnb. I can just throughout yearly. I mean, like instead of getting a rent, I can get throughout the tourist people come in and staying there, like, and they will also get economical one, like not like cancellation, strict cancellation policies about the hotel and all this stuff. Like they are very flexible in things, and it is easy also to get them, direct connectivity, you can say. And then it's a tool supports the local communities. Yes. Okay. Local communities in a sense like the food and then all the other amenities to that, which is closer to that. How can I reduce my carbon footage while traveling? That is also coming a major role here. As result, this business adaptations, eco-friendly accommodations, as I told you, these are the things which came into the market. Destinations promoting conversation effort, which is like, there are local travel agents, there are, if you are taking a place in, near Burj Khalifa and all this stuff, it is very easy. You can have your, the travel desk sitting next to that apartment wherever the Airbnb is having it. Like you can easily book your tours and everything. Or there are a lot of, when you are coming, when you are entering into Dubai, for that matter, there will be a booklet given to you, which you have this much discount, you can get this, you can get that, all these informations in one leaflets, These are the informations will really effective for the travelers to choose their experience and support and local communities, actually. The sustainable tourism is no longer niche, it's become a standard expectations of the traveler who is regularly coming into, a place or exploring the new places, basically. And again, as I mentioned to you, that pre-COVID and after COVID, it become like, it's become very, vast and, everyone knows everything. Like, the travel agency is not a rocket science. It's become like that. Just, my the 10 years old boy, when we wanted to go to US, he's just framing the itinerary. There are a lot of AI came into the picture where, before the travel agent will give you the itinerary to the customers. Now, the customer is giving itinerary to the travel agent to make a bookings and then to, whatever they have, they wanted to make it happen, That's when it's become actually. The technology continues the revolves the travel experience. AI made a very big role in the industry as other industries actually. From AI power come recommendations to the mobile check-ins and biometrics boarding. These are all we are doing it in airport and other places. Even the travel industry forced to adopt those informations basically, and then they have that I mean the service like we don't know like we are sitting here in one place and then the things happening from other end, which is very seamless and very continuous services to the customer. That's when it's become like it's nothing to there is a new island which is there more than I mean the travel agent whoever is sitting there in the same region doesn't know because one traveler came into that and then they just make a video and post it in the Instagram and then we get informations like many informations from the Instagram and then social media. It become like that basically. And travel apps like which is everywhere, each and everything you just need to sign up and your first trip is having a 50% discount. These kind of things come into the market in a very larger way and they plays very big role also in the travel industry. And then the smart traveler like again artificial intelligence like even first you given one or your information in one, it picks everywhere like when they address you the next time they'll say hi Mr. So and so, they call it and virtually even all the destinations airline it's adapted, travel agencies mostly adapted, and then the DMCs destination management companies adapted. So AI become a very big role and it is very easy for the travelers now to fulfill their expectations and convenience, and it is very speed. And then customizations like they don't want to waste their timings like I have 4 hours, what should I do? Just they are putting any charge GPT and things like must see places. I have 4 hours in Dubai, what should I do? This will make itinerary in a time wise and it will give you. So they have to either book it directly or maybe like go to the travel agent, whoever available, whoever known to them, they just book it. I want this. I want to finish it in this time. That's it. So it become very easy now once I mean, the virtual and, assistance and everywhere, it's very common and very simple nowadays. Travel is no more, it's a, burden now. It is very easy to travel actually. And earlier it was developed, the developing countries and all this stuff. Now, no more. It's very easy and very simple. AI made the digital transmission and smart travel. They are really made a very big role in the industry basically. And apart from this, when you say the people posting the pictures and videos and all this stuff, it makes further easy to the traveler, whoever it is. And then growth and then experience travel actually. The modern traveler is no longer satisfied with just visit destination. They wanted to experience them. Instead of simple sightseeing, people are seeking the cultural impressions, the local cushing experience, adventurous activities, and authentic, I wanted to explain one thing from here, where that, AI cannot compete that, the travel agents, local travel agents. Is only one thing, it will give you all the informations, whatever you wanted, whatever you have, whatever you ask. But when the real travel agents, when they goes, they will ask you what is the age of the people. Okay, adventurous travelers, these are the things available. Okay, they will tell you, they will explain you, okay, these are the groups, in these groups, it's easy to do it. These are the age group, it is not easy, when they choose it, like we separate them and the age wise and then their circumstance wise, and it comes to the leisure travel. Its travel agent made a big role, and then they given the proper informations about that and whether it is choosable or non-choosable actually. For example, travel might choose the cooking classes with the local instead dining in a restaurant, a village homestay, instead of the luxury hotel, a guide cultural tour, instead of generic city tours actually. It's a seeing is different and experiencing is different. You know, the agent, whoever is there, they will show you, you know, Burj Khalifa, for example, I can take a Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa, it's, you know, you just go to the, enter into the mall and then they will go to the place and you will just take a picture and that's it. That, you know, the experienced travel agents, what they will do, okay, there is a place behind that. You can have your view in Burj Khalifa when you take a picture. We will cover the background, background of Burj Khalifa picture and with them. And we knows that place wherever it is. That DMCs, basically, they have this type of informations to the traveler, which give more advantage and then seeing and experiencing. These are the things the local agent gives basically. And then it's, again, we go back to the COVID. After this, that work remote, that industry actually, it become very easy. I I have to have the knowledge of it, and I'm not to be here in UAE to give a quotations and to give informations and everything to the travel agents. We normally, I'm sitting in Dubai and we have offices in China, Philippines, and all these places. I sit in Dubai and I give a quotation for Philippines traveler who is going to travel. Since we are a B2B agent, these are the things we do actually. And London, we have office in London, but their working hours and our working hours is different. So wherever, we need to work 24/7. So remote work places have made a very big role actually. One of the most fascinating development in this, not only in the tourism industry, for any industries in that, for that matter, actually, which is more companies are following flexible work arrangements. People are no longer tired, single location sitting and going and coming back, transportation, all these things are, troubleshoot by this work. After this, we learned in a COVID actually. So individual work remotely, wherever they are, we can able to do it. The country responding, offering digital numbered visas. Even in Dubai, you can have your, you don't need to have your 2 years work visa here. You have a, professional visa, which is helping them to come and go. For example, I'm sitting in India. I'm doing a travel agency. I can say I'm a DMC in Dubai. I have my license in Dubai, but I can sit in India and do the travel, to the agencies. I can run the travel agencies by sitting in India. I can introduce myself as a DMC for Dubai, and I can do everything in India actually. So these are the things we learned from COVID actually. And then a space, and then I have one operation team, which is very minimal people and then vehicles. I can operate my entire business sitting in one place and do in another place. These are the major things which come in the industry, and it become a lifestyle also, actually speaking. And then challenges for the industry and future outlook. Despite of growth of industry in several places, there are challenges, rising the cost and then inflation. Like, you can say now, recent times, everybody aware of this war situation. Though we have a very less tourism in UAE, the cost of the transportation, the fuel, subsequently it is just changing 40 fils, 30 fils in the first change per liter, and again it become 40 fils. So these are the changes will definitely affect the tourism, as you know. And the environment concern, of course, yes, like, in many point, like it's that Iran-US war, it's made all the places, like, if you see Lufthansa, they have 200 flights, and then the routes are suspended because of this financial crisis. And Air India Air India and Indigo, they have reduced 35 to 40% of the, air traffic. For example, like, 2 flights a day to Mumbai to Chennai, it become 1. 4 flights, it's become 3. They made it like, they cannot able to run it because of, this current situation basically. And then over tourism population and destinations, like, another thing is like, these are the main thing, like, where, there are popular destinations, but, the people who is serving for that, it is very less, basically. This is one of the major things also. And workforce and shortage, even if you have a very good, team, there are one place, like, if tourism means as per the travel agency side, tourism means like it is a ticketing, holiday, inbound, outbound, events, and all these things, like, I can take one person who is really good in ticketing, who will not choose for the inbound or outbound or something. So that shortage is always there. The professionals shortage is always there in the industry. And then again, for example, even if I wanted to hire a person for, in this circumstance, like, no, we will not come to that place. It is always in a gray area where, easily war and all this stuff and kings rule things. Everything is coming to the places, and then these are the, really challenge facing. And we spend a lot of money for their visas. Then they don't like it, they will just leave, and then all this money we will not get it back. It is refundable actually. So these are the things, like, we really face it in our industry. Not only in UAE, not only in India, not only in Philippines, in London, anywhere. It's general actually. Generally, bringing one person to another person, they have to make comfort. We have to make them comfort, and then the work starts. As and when they have to adapt into the current market, all these things will really challenging. At least for starting few months. Basically, later on we will do the troubleshooting and all this stuff. That is later. But these are the things we are always having challenges in our industry growth, basically. And it's sustainable long-term growth, actually speaking. Looking ahead, the travel industry expected to continue evaluating its great emphasis of sustainability, continuing at technology and innovations. Yes, everybody has to, update themselves to the technology and innovations where they go. It's a simple example I wanted to give you here. The way 3-4 years back, I had a guest from US who came, and then they have enjoyed our services, and they just say, okay, come, we will go, we are going. Just they said, our people, we wanted to meet your boss, like general manager, whoever. When we said, like, okay, come, like, what happens? The drivers, the tour manager and drivers just call us and give. They said, madam, your service is excellent, everything is good, but unfortunately, that I wanted to give a review, which is not really, I cannot able to do it, like, marry a technology, madam, then you can have, you will be, known in the world, like, that's what they said, 5 years back. So these are the things, like, this is every travel agencies for that matter, they have to just, adapt their current technology and innovations, and then expanding. It will be again expansion of emerging the travel market. Being we are in 4 or 5 countries basically, and this is one of the prime thing we should do it, and increase the focus to the travel. And we have to divide it, the traveler also, leisure traveler, business traveler, and to understand them, and then to give the service efficient. These are the things we must do that, on a very good books and good note, for a future travel. These kind of things can be smarter, greener, and more personalized services to the industry, basically. And then conclusions, like, if you take the travel industry, it's not just the recovery, it is revealing itself, the challenge of travel, expectations and technology and advancement, the global challenge of shaping a new era travel. For the business adaptations to those trends essential. For the traveler, it means it's more meaningful and responsible and enrich experiences to them. And then travel will always be remain powerful force to connect one place to another and connect to all of us for that matter. And its evaluations and reflection, changing values of our world actually. And again, this is not the end of it. Like, each and every segments, like, here, apart from this, I just wanted to give something like medical tourism and wellness tourism. It become famous nowadays. Like, these are the another segments. It's ocean basically. And apart from this regular travel, these also become most powerful nowadays. And thank you so much for the time, and then uh, joining here with your guys. And it's really good introductions to get all of them. Mr. Gautam, thank you so much for the opportunity to meet all of you. Thank you. You have any questions or anything, like you can free to ask me.
Yeah, sure. If anyone have any questions, you can shoot it up. Because we see the digital transformation, how changed the
Yes,
all industry.
yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, Arman, I was expecting you. Yeah, I was missing you from long. Yeah, tell me, Arman, what do you want to ask?
Sir,
Yeah.
how to join with ma'am and work, sir?
Oh, I see. We will give her number. You can write to us, then you can speak to her directly and see how this can be helpful. Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you,
Arman.
Arman. Anytime you can have us, like, in this places, wherever we are free to help, and we can connect, inshallah.
No, amazing. Okay, so thank you. Anyone have any questions to Ms. Sharmila? Yes, Mr. Ruben, please go ahead. Admin, can you please unmute Mr. Ruben?
Yes, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah. It's not happening. Mohammed, it's not
Yeah,
happening.
it's okay.
Now, yeah, okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Sharmila. I like the kind of, once again, lots of learning is happening. The moment when you say tour operators, the travel industry, bookings and all that, I mean, there is the element of truth. Most of the time it gets veiled. Okay.
Exactly.
But whereas when you brought it out, it was very interesting. At any given opportunity, I'll be pleased to connect with you in terms of technology integration.
For
That's
sure,
it.
yes, I'll be. Yeah, sure, we can.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Am I audible? Yeah. Hi. I
Yes,
have a
Mr.
quick
Abhijit.
question.
Yes.
You touched upon a few very important points in your presentation. Considering that AI, as you have said, is sort of disrupting many industries as we see, and you have given quite a lot of reflections of how it is disrupting in a smaller way the user to the service provider interactions. But long term, how do you see this disruption to unfold?
Actually, speaking, like, these things are really making a good impact in the industry. Base. You can say, like, uh, now there are no requirement of travel agency, basically, unless until we adopt those things, yes, we can, troubleshoot all of these elements, basically. Otherwise, like, each and every the DMCs and tour operators and all this stuff has to be good enough to adapt the technology to overcome, and then these are the only ways. We have to marry, as we said, we have to marry with technology. That's it. Nothing else to be there to overcome. Hello.
Yeah, Sharmila.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Yeah, so thank you so much for your time. So
Thank
before
you.
we could move on to the next speaker, may I have the video, please?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we have Mr. Mohammed Salih. He picked up a topic, business with a hygienic solution. That's a topic he picked up. He is representing Imperial Middle East. Hi, Mohammed. We welcome you. You can go ahead, start your speech.
Before that, I want to know what is his display name actually?
His
The
display
speaker.
name is Mohammed Salih. No, 1 minute. Mohammed Ashmeg. That is his name. It just
Okay.
I'm saying, yeah. Mohammed Ashmeg.
Yes. Yeah.
Mohammed, you're there with
Hello?
us?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
But,
over to you.
yeah.
We welcome you. Over to you. Yes, you're here. We could
Okay.
see. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good day. It is pleasure to be here today among such a distinguished group of professionals, innovators, and leaders. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to organizers for this opportunity to share our vision and contribute to this important conversation on business growth and innovation in UAE. My name is Muhammad Saleh Ashmeg, and I'm represented Imperial Middle East. Today, I'm proud to introduce breakthrough concept that's aligned perfectly with the future of smart, safe, and sustainable environments. As we move forward in rapidly evolving world, hygiene and infection control are no longer optional. This is essential pillar in every sector, from healthcare, hospitality, from the education, public infrastructures, and so on. At Imperial Middle East, we ask it a simple but a powerful question. How can we transform everyday surface into active protector of human health? This question leads us to develop what we proudly presented today, Imperial Smart Service, innovative solution designed to refine hygiene standards across institute. Today, the presentation is not just about product, it is about a new way of thinking, a shift from reactive cleaning to proactive protection. I will share with you the presentation now. Yes, it is clean now, it is clear.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is Imperial Smart Surface. A protection against surface contamination up to 24 hours, up to 2 years or 4 years in some products. We applied it in push door, in handrail, in door levers, in touch screen, and so on. The Healthcare Association approximately more than 8,000 patients in the hospital, and 20% of all bed days per year occupied by health care associated by infection. And the cold and cough and influenza are number two leading the reasons for staff absence. And I think it is 30% increase in influenza related staff sick days. And the World Health Organization, WHO, listed antimicrobial resistance among the 10 threats of the global health. By 2050, up to 10 million deaths could occur annually due to antimicrobial resistance. 80% of hand washing ineffectively, and 50% of surface it is not clean. When we cleaned it, it is not clean, and 80% of hand transmissions, it is most infected spirit through the contamination hand contact with surface. So we have a gap more than 80% of the time it is hygiene gap, and more than 80% of most infections is spread through the contaminated hand contact with surface, and half of high touch surface remain inadequately disinfected during daily clean route. Our solution is the silver ion technology. Imperial Smart Surface, it is a sticker with silver. Unlike traditional cleaning method that is provide temporary protection, our technology present barrier against bacteria, virus, and fungal. It is silver ion. It is provide 24 hours protection against microbes. When we talking about microbes, we mean bacteria, viruses, and the fungals. We can provide the floating mat, touch screens, pull handle, door levers, lift bottom, bottom covers, and also we have another solution like the sticky mat. It is remove up to 99% of particles from the shoes and wheels, and it is provide free particles and free contamination. Also, we provide like keyboard and mouses. It is antimicrobial keyboard, antimicrobial mouse, because we provide it as a silver ion with the material that is we introduce it in. The silver ion, it kills the microbes, bacteria or viruses or fungals by different way, maybe in inhibiting the enzymes or block the cell membrane or inhibition the DNA. The test done on ISS or Imperial Smart Service with the antimicrobial ISOs like 22196 or 21702 for different microbes like E. coli, Staphylococcus, urea, MRSA, pneumonia, COVID, and so on. So the result that is show we have 97% reduction in surface contamination level and improving the cleaning from 50% to 99% and decrease the staff absence due to illness fell substantially, improving the operation quantity by 30%. We can apply it in the supermarkets, in the gym, clubs, in the restaurants, in the restrooms, in every touch point, like touch screen, the floors, the lift bottoms, in the catering sectors, in the hotels, museums, the offices, the break rooms, everywhere. That is how we have a touch it. In the bathrooms, you say like this, in the wall door, even the schools, in the transportation, like metro, in the public transportation. So we have a study in the Imperial College Healthcare that is show we have reduced in cold and flu and influenza by 50% among the staff, and that is reflected by 30% reduction in day taken due to the illness compared to multiple years. And the return of investment, every £1 spent, you could get more than £3. So it is the operation cost, it will be saved, and positive staff feedback by 100%. This is the composition or the information of ingredients. Silver iron phosphate glass, it is less than 0.3 to 0.5%. It is safe, by the way. And this is the efficacy data due to ISO 22196 for MRSA, pneumonia, C. diff, staphylococcus. It is reduced the contamination or the bacteria by 99.99%. We applied this solution in UAE with Saha. Now it is registered in Saha and in Rafid. We provided it in multiple hospitals, different hospitals like Tawam Hospital and Sheikh Tahnoun Hospital in Al Ain. We provided it in the ICU, in the room toilets, and so on. This is in ventilators in the ICU room. We covered the touch screen by the ISS. So we have, this is a study in Tawam Hospital. We applied it in the rooms of the patients and in ICU and in some devices as a touch screen. You look, when we take a swab for these stickers, this is the study up to, I think, for 6 months. A study conducted without period of cleaning of this and disinfections. 6 months, we don't use any disinfections. The room 124, I think no growth. It's a ventilator, also no growth, except the solidity room. They have 35 culinary of environmental flora. The environmental flora is not pathogenic. It is look like the bacteria in the yogurt or in our skin. And in another solidity room, it is also no growth. In public toilet, male, no growth. And in public toilet, female also, and disposable room, door handles. And also we tried it in Berjil Hospital in ICU room, in main door and ICU room. There is no growth of bacteria or viruses or fungals. And also we use it in Mawarid in Al Ain. There is no growth of microbes. This is some test in Eurofine labs. And this is the ISO antimicrobial test certifications. 0 microbes, focusing on MRSA and E. coli. So we can use it in the touch screen, in the labs, in the hospitals. We can use it in the schools. We can use it in everywhere in the transportation that is provide 24 hours up to 2 years free contamination. And we can put it without using any disinfectants. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mohammed. This is very unique from all the presentations we had. So thank you so much. Thanks for the explanation.
Any questions? I'm ready for any
Anyone
questions.
have any questions? Anyone have any question? I don't see any hands up. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much to all of, okay, yeah, Dr. Jamal is here.
Dr. Jamal.
Yes, doctor, please go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Mohammed. How about your readiness of supplying these products with the local or the international customers? As
people around the world, they joined here. I want to understand about that distributions or readiness of approval for the other market that which you are open for.
Yes, today we use it inside in UAE here. We use it in Saha, in Sheikh Tahnoun Hospital and Dawam hospitals. In now we negotiated about Shahbout Medical City in Abu Hello? Yes. And we have some factories like Al Wathba factory and dietary factories like Al Khazna factories here in UAE and some schools. We use it also. And outside UAE, some Dutch bank in Germany and I think Samsung, they use it. Some banks use it in touch screen of teller machine. And I think we are now we talking with in Saudi Arabia in King Faisal Hospital and King Fahad Medical City. They use it also, and some universities in Saudi Arabia. And in Qatar, they use it in some stadium in Qatar, and we have already we have now we have agency or the distributor in Egypt. They ready to use it in some restaurants and so on. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyone else? Any question before we could close the session? Yeah. So thank you to all of you. Thank you for taking out your valuable time on Sundays. So I'm sure we had a lot of takeaways from this morning session. So again, we are looking forward this evening. We have the evening session, which starts 5:30 UAE time, 4:30 Saudi time, and India at 7 p.m. Yeah. So thank you so much. Happy Sunday. Bye. And India at 7 p.m. Yeah. So thank you so much. Happy Sunday. Bye. And India at 7 p.m. Yeah. So thank you so much. Happy Sunday. And India at 7 p.m. Yeah. So thank you so much. Happy